Send me a night of yours, is it good? We'll not get the metal mess. With the seal never found from the hour, the books at me, on the right virus. Yeah, I see the eyes, we can buy more than it was. Yeah, I get colors, we put me there, snip, with each man's left.
Yeah. You're listening to being Mr. Quinquennium.
That's what it is.
I'm Lisa Doop, and I am Mr. Boop.
No, we don't even need to do that.
That's what
we don't even need to do that part. We don't even need to do that part. We're just in it.
Okay.
And this is the 5th anniversary special.
You do it, you fuck
5
up.
years. No, we're already started. We're in it.
Fuck up.
There's no restarting. We're in it.
We're in it.
5 years of being Mr. Boop.
We're jaded.
Can you believe it? Lisa.
We're back for the reunion.
It's been 5
I can't
years.
Believe it.
Now we hate each other's guts.
We hate each other.
We had to be paid so much money to come back for this.
Dude. Pitch drop is
Shut
in
up.
the tank. They are in the
Shut
red.
up.
You shut up.
You shut
You
up.
shut up.
We hate each other now.
Listen.
We have more in common than
actually-
ever, and yet we're more apart than ever.
Actually, if you listen to the later episodes, we already didn't like each other.
Yeah. If you listen to the earlier episodes, we already didn't like each other. We're back.
Shut up.
We're back here for the 5th anniversary. Much to discuss. Many updates.
Much to discuss.
Many updates.
We're on the free feed.
From the past 5 years.
Are we on the free feed?
Yes, we're on the free feed.
Welcome, listeners.
Just like ducks at the park. And yeah, I don't know.
Hello to anyone.
Any sponsors out there that would like just
anyone who would like to sponsor this for the remaining episode. Ryan, can you look over there at the mailbox of in the studio? I think I see that there's a little. I think the flap has been left open.
Oh God! I hope someone doesn't crawl in.
Check it. Check the mail.
What am I?
I
didn't even prep me for this bit, so I don't know what I'm. I'm pulling out an envelope and I'm flipping it open.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me.
Is it from a sponsor?
Let me get it. Hang on. Let me get this envelope.
Is it from a sponsor? Okay.
Dear pesky podcasters, your comic strip has been taken to one of my 7 streaming services.
Sexy hotels.
One of my 7 streaming services. I dare you to search through every one to find it and review and leave 5 stars.
So,
and you gotta help us.
Sponsor or is
I don't know. Yeah,
is that a
sponsor from Fireside?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Everyone review the show. Let us know you like it.
Yeah, review it now that it's been over for 3 years.
Yeah. No, all the people I've met in the last couple of years might listen to this. So hello to those.
We'll see.
All the people who are just like listening to podcasts might be listening to this.
I know less people now.
That's a good one. That's good. We weren't talking for a while. Me and Ryan.
Is that a bit or am I forgetting?
No. That's. I mean, I can't break the kayfabe. I can't.
The what?
I can't break the kayfabe.
What is that? Is that like a contract? Like a not an NDA sort of thing?
Oh, gee, you're making me break the kayfabe.
I don't know what a
Ryan.
kayfabe is. In case of emergency, this is an emergency. In case of emergency, break kayfabe.
It's a wrestling term for when you pretend that the people in the ring are real.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah. Am I not? Oh my God! I look at my hand; it starts to fade away.
It's like a form of. I've definitely talked about kayfabe a lot in BB. At least I've mentioned it in the last episode. I'm pretty sure it came up
not.
with. No, it came up in the episode when we were talking with Alec Robbins, and I think he mentioned it, and I was like, oh. He mentioned how he loved the kayfabe of Mr. Boop, and I was like, "Fuck, I love kayfabe too. I should have mentioned that in any of the episodes."
Mr. Man, you've lost me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kayfabe is like when a part of the fiction is reliant on the audience pretending it's real.
Sure.
That's what kayfabe is.
I guess. Yeah. Well, we do that a lot, even on our streams. We do streams now, guys. Lisa, should we do
I thought we already did streams.
Yeah, but more so now that we don't have the
now
podcast.
We do them more.
Yeah. Probably too much.
Yeah. Get another guess.
I have some bookmarked tweets here from Alec Robbins.
Yeah, what's happened in the world of Mr. Boop since we last covered it?
I'm glad you asked, Lisa. I probably am missing some stuff here. I didn't scroll through everything, but this is just stuff I noticed.
We're
in my feed.
Mm-hmm. We're a lot less devoted to Mr. Boop than we were, you know.
Yeah, now I'm devoted to Betty Boop. I'm wearing my Betty Boop pajama pants I bought recently. Now that by the way, I've transitioned. That's.
Oh yeah, that's a big update. Ryan
I guess.
is now.
I don't usually update people,
Ryan.
but yeah, I've changed my name to Ryan. Now it's spelled R-Y-A-N.
There's an emphasis on it.
You'll never know how it was spelled before.
No, unless you look at the descriptions of the earlier episodes.
Ah, shit. You've shattered the illusion of...
Yeah. I've broken kayfabe. I've broken...
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, now I'm like, ooh, Betty Boop things, feminine. I guess I don't like.
Yeah, Betty Boop's feminine. I like how freaky early Betty Boop looks. That's the Betty Boop.
Yeah, they were a dog.
That's why she's my profile picture. That's why she's my profile picture on the Pitstrap website or whatever, Fireside.
And I have
MrBoop.com.
and I have a pre-transition picture of me next to a Betty Boop statue. Because I have
you can edit that so that it's post transition.
Well, I would have to find a new Betty Boop statue.
No, just edit it. The photo.
No. What? Yeah, I'll just face whatever. I'll AI my face to have makeup on it.
Yeah.
No.
By the way, we since the last episode, I believe the AI resurgence has sort of happened or become.
By
very
the way,
mainstream.
in case you didn't know,
we're pro.
Huh?
We're pro. We're pro AI. Here.
I'm not doing that bit.
What do you mean?
You can say that. I won't.
I love AI.
Cool.
I like that I can see. I like that I can see into the minds of people with bizarre.
What would it look
fetishes.
like if a man was married to Betty Boop? Now I can finally see.
Grok, generate me the best comic book ever. You know, I gotta tell the guys about this one. Yeah.
So you can see these tweets too if you log into the account and look at bookmarks, but I just have them here, so I'll probably just read them all since you're too lazy.
Are public?
You're too lazy to log in. No, if you log into the account.
Oh, the Lisa Dupe, not you.
Yes.
Not you, the listener.
If you want to
when you said you, I thought you were talking about you, the listener.
I'm gonna use the rest.
I love you, the listener. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Lisa Dupe Hour, by the way. I'm gonna try and keep it focused. What do you guys? So this is my memory of what's happened in Mr. Boop world since we finished the show. So Mr. Group was out, but we got permission from Alec Robbins to not cover that, so we're happy. Kind of fucking shitty of us not to cover it in retrospect. Maybe we'll do a Mr. Group episode. I'd like to do a Mr. Group episode, to be honest. That would be cool. You know, just do a retrospective of the whole comic. Just talk about the themes and what we liked about it. But I have the impression that Ryan will want to do the weekly or the daily format for Mr. Group the way that we did beforehand. Which I guess we could knock out in one day, I reckon. Which would be less, less intensive.
You don't
for
have
me,
to vamp. I'm just gonna cut it.
No, I was saying some fire.
Fine, whatever.
Keep it in.
I'm realizing that saying I'm trans in a podcast like this may just come across as a really poor taste bit. But it's real. Chat. It's real. It's
It's as real as gender is, you know.
Yeah.
or our essence of selves.
I stopped
You know,
using
just realize
gendered
that.
language years ago, but it was like right after the podcast ended. So anyone
Yeah.
listening back, whenever I listen back, I'm like, oh shit, I'm using words I don't use anymore.
Yeah.
Unless I'm quoting someone.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy that I do that.
So,
I'm
yeah.
such a weirdo.
So you're a freak. You're
I'm
a
a freak.
you're a little freak, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say it.
I'll just smile and nod. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, where were we? So let's get right into
Well,
it.
here's something I'll say.
Go.
Here's something I'll say before we get into the tweets and whatever else there is. Was there anything on the Patreon? You still follow their Patreon, right? Or
Do I? Let me see. I'd have to check.
Check and then see if there scroll through, see if there's any like, oh guys, I
don't
found
think
this Mr. Boop sketch I didn't post publicly, and it's me, Alec Robbins. I sound like this.
Why is? What? Yeah, why does Alec Robbins sound like George Lucas?
It turned into that. I don't know.
It's me, Alec Robbins.
Here's something I'd like to address. Maybe something I've been working on myself to get a little personal. Maybe I mean, listening to some of those early episodes, or just any of. I mean, I haven't gotten to the. I was listening to some of the earlier episodes, but I didn't get to any of the really raunchy comics. But I know those I wasn't like comfortable with talking about like any of them. I was just like, there were some episodes I was like, I'm not even gonna appear in this one beyond just saying I'm Ryan Pfeiffer and I'm Mr. Boop. But you know, I think if we did it now, I would be, you know, I would push myself to talk about that stuff at least. At this point, I've got nothing to lose because I'm a trans woman. People are gonna assume I'm a pervert anyway. So. So I might as well, like, whatever. What am I? Yeah. So
yeah, and maybe you should listen back to the early episode with these mindsets that Ryan is now a trans woman pervert, and I didn't say
I'm a pervert. I just said people would assume that anyway. Lisa is.
Listen to it with the understanding that I had this realization before we started doing the podcast.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I would definitely struggle, but I would push myself to like do a crime hot podcast. Honestly, like I could do that. We haven't discussed that.
Awesome.
I think that would maybe I don't know. I don't know if I would want to do that just because of like, I don't know.
I think that the
It'd be interesting to analyze
Jim
that,
Davis
but
structure wouldn't work with it.
Yeah. Well,
No.
we'd
have to do something
It would be
else.
like our scrapped Christmas Carol podcast where we just look at like one panel every day, is like one line of and then
I don't know. One panel is I'd like to just look at like a.
And then we cover like an adaptation of Crime Hot that covers that one panel.
Yeah.
Out of the many adaptations of Crime Hot there are. All pornos, of course.
Yeah. I just subscribed to Alex's Patreon, and he has not uploaded since October 2025. So.
And people are still giving them money?
I don't know. I am.
You just said you subscribed. You said you just subscribed to them.
Yeah.
Alec, refund these poor people.
I'm giving them money now.
You don't need any more money with these
You've got that fucking
book sales coming in.
These
now that you can
high on life sales.
Yeah, now that you can put Mr. Betty Boop merch out without any legal repercussions. That's the other big news. Yeah, I'm trans, but who cares? Betty Boop is public domain. That's the big news.
Betty Boop is public domain.
Well, sure, whatever. Non-red shirt Winnie the Pooh is public domain, but that's not going to stop a horror movie from just doing Betty Boop horror movie.
That's true, but it is. But I like dog Betty Boop anyway. Maybe I'll do a comic where I'm married to dog Betty Boop. Called My Wife the Dog.
Yeah, and I'll do a podcast with Alec Robbins where we go through each strip. And
the whole time Alec responded to my request.
The whole time Alec's just gonna be like, I find this very derivative.
So this is like
I find this very derivative.
This is like your friend? Yeah.
Yeah. And who are you again?
Yeah.
Please get out of my house.
I'm Brian Pfeiffer.
I really should get a stage name, but weirdly,
Make it-
the
let's do it now.
I don't find dysphoria from my first name, but I do from my last name. Well, not this. I don't know if I'd say dysphoria.
I like Charlie Browning your name, to be honest. I like saying the
Oh,
full
don't
thing.
do that.
It's awesome.
Don't do that.
I do that with a lot of people. I do that with a...
I was trying to think, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Ryan, something.
I mean, Lisa
something
Dupe
it has to be a P.
Lisa Dupe is a very Charlie Brownable name on
Well, yeah, of
intentionally,
course,
you know?
of course. Yeah, no, like Ryan.
You can't say Lisa without Dupe.
Ryan. I thought maybe like Ryan Piper, but it reads the same.
Oh, you are scraping the barrel.
What do you mean?
Ryan
Pfeiffer means
Ryan
Piper.
Piper?
Pfeiffer means
Yeah,
Piper.
I don't know.
Blowing a fife,
Yeah,
blowing a
no,
pipe.
that's bad.
And
That one's bad.
and then
What
you know,
about Ryan
if I'm
Pipe? That
missing,
works.
if I'm missing, someone could be like, "Where could my Piper be?" Huh?
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
well,
But I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't like how it.
Why
I don't like
Ryan
how it
Pipe?
still
That
sounds
works
like.
better.
No, it doesn't roll off the tongue, and I don't like how Ryan Piper still sounds like Ryan Piper. But at least it'd be easy for Adam Catchcratch to be like Ryan Piper and Miss Lisa Dupe. I almost said Mr. Dupe.
Thank you.
You're not married yet, as far as I know.
No, I
That's
like
what
the
Alex's next
okay, so I'm
comic
looking
should be
for the-
is Mr. Dupe. In fact, that's something I'm going to
Thank
touch
you.
on later. Actually, is Alex's
This is
infatuation
Ryan's
with
friend.
you? I'm going
Thank
to
you,
touch on
thank
Alex's
you.
infatuation with you later. But for now,
Thank
we have
you.
some tweets here. Some that we missed, some that happened since we ended the podcast. I found a tweet here that says, from Alec, March 31st, 2020. It says, "I invented the idea of married to Betty Boop." What do you think? I think that's true.
Yes.
Cool. So that's that covered. We also have something, I think this is something we missed, or maybe you didn't find it noteworthy at the time, but I do think it's noteworthy. Alec replied to a comic from House of Decline, 2 panels on April Fool's Day. So maybe this was like they were pretending to be a Kathy strip for a day. Maybe is Kathy walking with their husband? I don't remember their name, and they say, "I like to be choked during sex." And then the second panel is Kathy being choked during sex by their partner. What do they say in their speech bubble, Lisa?
They say "ack ack ack," which is Kathy's catchphrase, but here it's been delightfully twisted.
Yes, with 3 electro points
to sound. Yeah. Yes. Yes. 3 electro.
And
points.
Alec replied with one of their own Mr. Boop comics from 2 years prior, a little under 2 years prior, and said, "Lol, this is canon." It was the Mr. Boop strip from August 24th, 2020, where Kathy says they'd like to be choked, where they like being choked in an intimate way. They called it.
I'm raising my hands triumphantly.
They called it absolute Mr. Boop.
Which one has more likes? Is my question.
Oh, the Kathy, the House of Decline strip / Kathy strip has 7.8k likes. The Mr. Boop strip has 1.1k likes. Alec has 31,000 followers. House of Decline has 270,000. So, what did you expect?
Well,
House of Decline's more popular.
Yeah, it's true.
Alec didn't come up
House of
with,
Decline
"I
still
think we
makes
gotta kill
comics,
this guy."
yeah.
So, they don't have any memes.
Yes, true.
But House of Decline did reply, "Damn it, Robbins, you're always one step ahead."
He is.
And they said, Alex says, "I think we can all just sense this about Kathy." I've been playing Tomodachi Life recently. I added, so check out the streams if you want to see Betty Boop and Alec on my island. But why are you shaking your head? Lisa's on there too. We're all
It's a
on
separate
there.
thing.
Huh?
Don't promote your streams here.
Well, I'm mentioning it because
thing.
Kathy's on my island. So this is some interesting characterization that I want to take into account now. That Kathy likes to be choked during sex, and maybe that they're friends. They're in the same friend circle as Betty, I guess, because they're in the Mr. Boop strip. They're talking to Philly D. So something to think about.
Cool. Yeah. What's the next one?
I think. What's the next? I was gonna stop talking about this, but I remembered Kathy in my game is dating Tim Robinson, who kept wanting to they kept wanting to date Betty Boop, and I was like, no, Betty Boop's supposed to go with Alec Robbins. They even have a higher romance rating, but they're dating Kathy, so that kind of feels like a stand-in. Also feels like a perfect pairing. But anyway.
Yeah.
We've got some Patreon art.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if these were public ever, but I can see them because I support my
They
main
are
man,
public, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why in a second. But this is some like Patreon shout-outs where Alec just has a doodle, and they're like epilogue comics for Mr. Boop.
Yeah, he describes them as epilogues.
Yeah. They said, this one's coming in under the wire. Got my days mixed up. Thought July had one more day. Here's a little Mr. Boop epilogue with Sonic at his bar. Thank you for your support. It really means the world to me. Heart emoticon, Alec. It's from August 1st, 2022. Yeah. We're not going to read all the patrons, but you said you're in here, or are you not in this one?
I'm in this one, yeah. Under a pseudonym.
Oh.
Yeah, let the listeners find it.
Which one is it? I'm gonna bleep it out. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Lisa Dupe, but grosser. It's like.
Well, how much of that do I need to bleep now? Well, I guess that's a clue. That we'll leave the clue in.
I guess so. Sure.
So it's a doodle of Sonic at their bar, behind their bar, the bar that they famously own in Mr. Boop. There's a sign that says Sonic's Bar, slow down for a beer. I don't think we ever see that in the comic.
No, but that's essential world building.
There's a speech bubble and a thought bubble. The speech bubble reads, "Hey there, welcome to my bar. Why don't you take a load off and tell me about your sexual problems?" There's an electro point after there, an electro point after bar, and an electoral heart after problems. Can you believe I remember? After all these years, I don't even need to check.
You're wearing the shirt.
I am wearing the shirt, but I would have to look at my back. I'd have to look at my back to read it.
Yeah. Now imagine that you've got the Sonic Adventure sort of like music when like the monologue thing plays before you start,
and then the credits roll, and these are the names, and the credits are all the names listed in the Patreon.
It's like down, bow, 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 bow.
There was a time I thought about doing
yeah.
animations of the ghost stories Jason Steele would tell in their update videos, where the Patreon names go by and they read they tell a little ghost story, and I was like, oh, but that would be shitty to like, use that story without the patrons that were supposed to be credited. So as I would hear the stories, I would think of like ways to incorporate the names as like background items. Like maybe there's a picture on the wall with like certain names listed that were like going by on screen at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cool.
Do we have to read these names?
No.
Well, they got to be credited, right? Like we're stealing the work and not crediting the people who made it possible. I guess you paid.
As one of the people, I say I wouldn't mind.
You paid. Well, we don't have to read that name then. Yeah. We'll read every other name.
Yeah.
No,
we'll
whatever.
read all the other ones.
Read the Thinkalog, whatever.
It says, whoa, my life has been good lately. I'm married to SpongeBob now. He's asexual, but we have an open arrangement, and I have sex with other cartoon characters literally every single night. Huh. And that's sort of the Sonic, imagine that, but with the Sonic adventure, like, monologue music.
Oh, shit, they're married to SpongeBob.
Put that in.
So this is important lore. This is why we needed to do this anniversary episode, Lisa.
Yeah.
And there's a second one.
And also we were paid a lot of money.
Yes.
We were paid
We're not supposed to tell that Alec gave us like whatever the opposite of hush money is. Shout
he gave
money.
Actually,
I think what they were doing there was they were giving you everything that you donated back, because they didn't want it. It was blood money.
Well, I think. Well, the arrangement that was happening with me was Alec was paying me to not do the podcast, and the check didn't go through this week. So, so we're back.
What the fuck? I didn't get anything. This next one, and the only other one there is a drawing of Peter Griffin. The description reads, or the shadow synopsis? Not really, but another little Mr. Boop epilogue this month. Thank you, everybody. I hope to see some of you at SPX, which I assume stands for San Pellegrino
Small
Expo.
Penis humiliation.
Small Penis Expo. Small Penis Expo, yeah. They're at the fucking Small Penis Expo. Heart Alec.
Hell yeah.
It's from September 1st, 2022.
This is a different tone from the original series.
Oh yeah, because I can say I say things like that now without hesitating on the word.
Yeah.
Or being like, no, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. Don't quote me on that.
And then you pull out a pen to your throat, and it looks like you're gonna jab it. It's sad.
I would do that. Okay, it's Peter in their subway uniform, smiling, and they say, "There's 4 speech bubbles. The one on the left reads, "I'm manager at the subway now." Electro point. "I married Lois, and we have 3 beautiful kids." Hey, I'm Peter Griffin. What do the other 3 say?
That was more Ted. Well, I thought you were going to read half of them.
Okay, well, the one on the first one on the right reads, "I love them all, even the Goyle." It says girl, but whatever. Two electro points.
I'm talking to Fox about making a TV show based on my life.
Last speech bubble.
It's not clear when this epilogue takes place. Sorry.
I have a note about these from a book which we'll talk about in a bit, but this is a note from Alec about these 2 drawings in this book. It says, "On the following page, you'll see 2 other epilogues I made for Patreon subscribers. One catches you up with Sonic, and the other catches you up with Peter Griffin."
Wow.
From Family Guy. They only did 2.
So tell me what. So tell me what these what you're reading from here. This is a zine that he published.
This is a zine. Let me find the tweet where they announced it. This was because this was a little bit later, but we can skip ahead in the timeline here. Lisa insisted on reading everything chronologically.
Yeah, I yelled. There was a 10-minute gap in your recording when I yelled at Ryan saying we have to do it in recording. It was more like 30 minutes, but
yeah. This was at SPX, but like later. This is from 2023.
Wait, what does SPX stand for?
Small Penis Expo. Again. Small Penis Expo.
I didn't know that S actually stood for small. That's crazy.
It does, yeah. Small Peen Rest Expo.
That's funny.
I actually thought about going to this just to get the book. I was like, is this the only way I'm going to be able to get the book? But then I think I must have seen the tweet that says, will this be available for online purchase for any year left? And they said, yes, that's the plan. And I got one. Luckily, I'm not embarrassed about owning this kind of thing anymore.
You could have met Alec.
I display it on my shelf. Not proudly, but like ambivalently.
I display it for sure.
It doesn't even say anything on the side. It's just blank white. It's because it's a zine, but it has a spine. Zines don't have spines.
Sometimes
they're
do.
Spineless.
Wow.
Just like
anyone
Alec.
who makes them is, at least.
That's why Alec made one.
Yeah.
They said debuting at Small Penis Expo alongside my new Crime Hot 4 is also Alex Scraps, a loose 62-page zine collecting a bunch of my scattered doodles and comics from 2018 to 2023, all with commentary. 2 electoral points. Wow. Only printing 200 copies. I got one of 200 here.
We can dissect that when we get to it in the timeline. Where were we?
We honestly we can
next?
Get to it now because the only thing left from it that wasn't from before is this next Patreon post.
Before we ended the show, you mean?
from before where we are in the timeline, I guess.
Oh, okay.
In the
Okay.
chronology.
So wait, what was after the pita post?
The pita bread. Because at Subway.
Yeah, what was after the
at
pita?
Subway, if you order Subway when Peter's working, you can only order pita bread.
Yeah.
You have to say,
What
"Hey,
was it?
pita," and they're like, "I understand."
Yeah.
There's the Sonic the Hedgehog comic, which we didn't.
Oh, it's
I
the
wasn't
Sonic one. Yeah.
I was like, maybe we'll just say this exists, but it's listed in the Mr. Boop section. It's just called Sonic the Hedgehog comic. I don't even. Was this Patreon exclusive even? No, it was probably on their Twitter.
I believe it was.
But I didn't find
know.
the post from their Twitter. Whatever, it doesn't matter because it's not really a Mr. Boop comic anyway.
Yeah.
On Patreon, it says.
Should we read the description?
Yeah, it says, I found the script for this strip in a notepad file of comic ideas, in quotes. I don't remember writing it, but it made me laugh, LOL, so I drew it. Now, in the book, it says,
That's
in
a
the
great
zine,
idea.
it says, this isn't really a Mr. Boop comic at all, but it's also not a Mr. Boop comic, you know? I just made this on a whim and posted it to
True.
Twitter one day, so it was on Twitter.
Oh, so it is on Twitter.
But
yeah.
whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I love writing Sonic as this pathetic figure. He deserves it.
He does deserve it.
So it's 4 panels. First panel, this is the flapper shot. We have is it a flapper shot if it's not Mr. Boop? It's a semi-flapper shot because it's loosely Mr. Boop. Lisa's sighing at me. It's a group of 3 women or 3 femme-coded characters.
Wow.
Laughing.
Wow.
There's a lot of ha's in the air, like a tattoo on Joker's arm. They got some not quite excite trikes coming off of them because they're not like bold, but they're like, you know, lines as if it's excite trikes coming off of them, like to show that they're laughing. You don't even remember what an excite trike is, do you? Doesn't matter. You know,
I'm guessing it's just.
Nope, we're gonna touch on it. We're gonna touch on that later. We're gonna touch on that later.
I thought you were gonna be like, I release you, Lisa. I release
Nope.
you.
You wish. You fucking wish.
I'm like the evil genie in I'm trapped.
They're laughing. Their eyes are all closed, and they're all blushing from laughing. The one on the left, it has dark hair and a ponytail and a little like beaded or pearl necklace and a tube top. The one in the middle has more accentuated lips. Well, the 2 on the left have like more accentuated lips. They're wearing like a shirt with like a little cutout section of the chest, like a sweater with a little cutout section of the chest. One of those, you know, to show their cleavage.
Yeah, a boob window. And like little, I think ring earrings. And their hairdo is sort of like they have like the string, you know, in front of the ear. The little. I probably wouldn't have even commented on this before I transitioned. Now this is something I noticed. I just got a haircut the other day, and I have bangs now. Crazy. Cool.
Me like 3 years ago listening to this, like, who is this person? What are they talking about? I don't even know what a bang is.
I thought you liked Game of Giants.
Yeah, well, I thought they were talking about like in the American Idol song, like she bang, oh baby, and she moves.
Isn't the lyric from Your Hair They Hang or something?
Yeah. Well, I don't really listen to lyrics, so. The one in the middle has like both of their hands up to their chest. The one on the left has an arm around that character, and the one on the right has one of their arms down, one of their arms like up, expressing. Didn't we have a word for that? Fuck. Talkie?
No, I don't think we did.
I'm trying to read the back of my shirt. Fuck. I think it's a talkie. I think it's called a talkie. They're doing a talkie. Even though they're laughing. Should we call it a laughy? They just have like a bangs. Fringe? Would you call it a fringe haircut? I don't know. I don't know what that is. And they're wearing a tank top.
A fringe in the UK, yeah.
They're wearing a tank top. Would you like to describe the second panel in probably less detail than I did?
So it's the same characters as the first panel. They're all laughing with each other. But here we see Sonic the Hedgehog has entered the scene. He's wrapping his arms around the two girls on the middle and the
They're
right.
between the second and third.
He's sort of and he's laughing alongside with them. You know, he's clearly
Eyes
heard
closed.
them laughing in the club or the
It
bar.
seems more
Yeah.
forced because they're not blushing, so it doesn't seem as genuine. It's like they're laughing to be included. And to illustrate that,
Yeah.
Sonic's laughs are lowercase and in a speech bubble. So they say ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting use of typography and lettering in the comic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's also interesting because the one in the middle sort of like, I guess they were already facing this way, but it kind of reads like they're leaning towards Sonic. Like they just assume it's their friend, maybe like getting a little closer, like because their eyes are all still closed. But I think, and Sonic has their arms around the two they're between. Sonic is also, this is I think notable, weirdly tall, right? Like I think Sonic is what you would assume their average size is in Mr. Boop, but here they're like portrayed as like a mascot size character, like a mascot suit size character. They're like a good half a foot taller than these three characters.
Mm-hmm. It's an example of Alex sort of twisting the rules of the physics to make a joke work, I think. You know,
also,
it's a classic cartooning technique.
Yeah, I guess because they couldn't really do the hands around thing as well, or it would seem creepier because Sonic's arms would more be like around their waist. And I don't think that's how it's exactly supposed to be. I think it's more just like pathetic and not meant to be like creepy per se. Just like pathetic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's how Alec describes Sonic in the description that we read from the zine.
Oh, actually, sorry.
Right?
Sonic's arms are around both of the, the two girls on the farther sides. I read one of those hands from one of the hands from the Friends as one of Sonic's hands. So, but I see now. The third panel, the three friends have realized Sonic is there pretty quickly. It seems we don't know how much time has passed, but I think like they hear that like there's another laughter that doesn't quite fit in.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of the comic panel, the comic book format. Between the gutters of the panels, we don't know how much time has transpired. I believe I could pull up.
I'm sure we've discussed this before, and if we haven't, I think it's too late. Yeah. I think it's well too late to be discussing the passage of time in comic format. At this point, they've stopped laughing. This is panel 3. They've stopped laughing. They're all staring at Sonic with a pretty similar expression. It reads a little bit differently from the ones that have eyebrows, because the one on the left, their eyebrows are just flat, like in more of a it reads more as annoyed, and the one in the middle they're up a little bit, so yeah, it's like, more confused or surprised. And then the third just seems you can't read the eyebrows, so it reads more as like clueless.
The third girl, she seems clueless to you.
Well,
she seems annoyed.
It looks like they're staring off into space. The one where you can't see their eyebrows.
He's looking up at Sonic, annoyed.
That expression reads to me as like completely blank. But their mouth is open like the other two. The first one, Alec has stopped drawing the first one with the ponytail's lips at this point. So now the one in the middle is the only one with the lips drawn. Notable, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I guess so.
And now the earring actually reads as more of like a stud or bead or pearl earring. So I guess it wasn't.
I think it
I guess
always
it wasn't
read
a
as
ring.
a stud.
I read it as a ring at first, but I think it was just overlapping with the bottom line of the ear.
Yeah. I think since the series has ended, I've become a lot more fascinated, and I've done more research into the structure of a comic book and more like the art of cartooning, I think.
Yeah,
so
I probably
sad
should
that
have,
we did it before
but-
then.
Yeah, yeah. You've become man. Yeah, that's why we got to do a Mr. Group podcast now, because you've become more educated about comics, and I've become. I have
More
a
educated
slightly
about sex.
healthier relationship with sexuality.
Yeah.
Okay.
The two they're saying they're the worst possible host for a Mr. Boot podcast. They're saying that.
Hey, but we know being Jim Davis. We have that going for us.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite taglines was, "It's a tribute to a niche internet series. No, not that one. The other one."
Doesn't it say
It's funny.
Internert series?
I don't know.
I think it was
It's
a
been
typo,
3
right?
years.
Sonic is still laughing, but there's two speech bubbles that imply the laughter is sort of dying off as the
Slowing
others have stopped
down,
laughing.
yeah.
First one just says ha 3 times, still all lowercase, and the second one says ha 2 times. Their eyes are also slowly opening, or just like they're half lidded now.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it reads like one of those things, but you don't have the breath at the end. We kind of, that's like implied, I guess. I don't know. I would say
It's in I would I won't say that this is a particularly, this strip doesn't prove that Alec Robbins is a genius or anything, but it is nice to have like the comic book medium the comic strip medium is very useful for if you just have a simple idea and you want to complete it in a quick matter.
that's actually one of my
those,
resolutions for this year, or one of my goals for this year, is to start a comic that basically the format is exactly like this, like four or so panels telling a simple gag like this. I already have a name picked out. I've been wanting to do this for years, but like this is my practice, like how I want to start practicing my art and doing things like that.
Well, my philosophy behind creativity,
but I'm going to be completely
while
shunned from the artist community for having done a podcast where I shit on another comic strip writer for 2 years.
We didn't shit on it. We didn't.
I critiqued them harshly but fairly, and the harshness is what will get me extradited. The same way I'll never be able to direct a movie because I have a letterboxd.
Yeah, sad. But I my philosophy behind anything creative is to try and find the simplest way to execute it that I can, and typically that's either in the form of a song or the form of a comic strip. And I think that's the benefit of those two particular meetings. But comic strip especially seems to be, a lot of people find that it's helpful to just get their ideas realized into something as quickly as possible.
I can't do any music for shit, so... Usually for me it's a tweet.
You gotta...
now I really want to revisit a lot of my old tweets and just
so.
turn them into comics and like put a little bit more effort and turn them into comics. But usually that's the most simple idea. Is just like, I have an idea. Tweets out. What if there was a guy that imagine a guy, huh?
You could ask Grok to do it.
Oh yeah. Now all you need to be creative is just type in a prompt.
Yeah. Yeah, and we love that.
Sonic. Alec would just write that now. What if Sonic was pathetic? They would just do that.
Yeah.
We all know Alec loves
he
AI.
loves Grok.
That's what that's why when you write their name in lowercase, it just looks like it says AI Eck Robbins.
Yeah.
Okay. Fourth panel.
The girl on the far left continues to look annoyed, but like less, like more like, come on, this guy for real. The girl in the middle is like,
if you say so.
Boy, she's also okay. She looks a little
sweating,
uncomfortable.
But the first one only has a single sweat drop. Yeah,
the first one is like sort of, her they're all looking at each other like, this guy's making us feel uncomfortable, you know? The first one has like a wiggle mouth, looking at...
Sorry, I misread the hands again. So Sonic does only have their hands around the two that they're standing between.
Yeah.
I had read it at first in the previous panel as if Sonic's hand was on them in like on the side of them facing them for the second person. But it's actually on the other side, looped around them. But I had also read it in panel 3. I was like, oh wait, no, Sonic's hand is all the way around to the first character, but that's actually the hand of the second character.
No, yeah. Okay.
Which is now gone because they all have their hands down except for the third character, who has one hand to their chest, sort of in a defensive position.
Yeah. See, they're all feeling uncomfortable and sort of glancing away, sweating with frowns. Well, no,
the
their
first
faces.
one's looking at Sonic
also,
in a what's the deal with this person sort of look. The other two are like looking away because Sonic is engaging them physically.
I mean, I mean, I guess that's the power of a simplistic expression, but it reads to me both as like she's worried. She's like worried about him. She's like, what the hell, this guy? But also she is a little bit annoyed.
I think it mostly reads as nervous,
pal, you know.
But like not as
sure.
nervous as the other two who are like completely avoiding eye contact. They're not being physically engaged, they're nervous, but they're also like engaging with Sonic since they're not as in immediate.
They're like, my friends are they say Sonic says, "Don't worry."
There's two speech bubbles.
Yeah, but don't worry, you can keep laughing.
And the second one reads, "I just wanted to laugh with you."
Yeah, creepy move.
I'm gonna cut when Lisa read it.
Creepy move, Sonic. Now the expressions here, I think they're particularly interesting because the body language, it's the body language here is immensely layered. You see, there initially you think
did you shift into nervous pretentious mode there? You were like the body language.
I did.
The body language.
Yeah, the body language is intensely complicated here. See, because they're both layered. They're both nervous about this creepy guy, but I feel like
Hedgehog.
There's a layer of Hedgehog. There's a layer of sympathy there. They're like, this guy is weird, and I'm concerned for him, but also I'm concerned for my own safety. I feel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm reading their body language. It just goes to show the master craft work of Alec Robbins and the entire format of cartooning, you know?
So that was that strip, and yeah, I mean, it's something that I guess they couldn't portray with a tweet, and it's sort of, I think the fact that they're borrowing the Mr. Boop format for it does kind of complicate the canon a little bit, in my opinion, but
it's Elseworlds, you know. It's
yeah. Well, yeah. It's just that there's the thing is like if this was more of a trend, that would be one thing, but it feels like it's just kind of rare, and so it's it's just annoying.
Well, within the Mr. Boop canon, Mr. Boop is fictional, so this makes sense.
Well, here's the other thing about that, though. About what I just said, is there is one other comic that sort of breaks that, another one that complicates things. I mean, there's whole Mr. Group as well, but at least that's like its own thing. There's also this thing called Alec Comics. I don't even know if it was it called that when they posted it to Twitter? I don't remember. I don't know because I didn't bother finding the tweet, but this is in the zine. The description reads, this comic on the top here was like Electries. I was going to do just generic daily strips about the Alec character, Electro Heart. In quotations, I call the cartoon version of me that I draw the Alec character, in quotes. Quote, the Alec character, unquote. Sorry. Close parentheses, or whatever. But IDK.
Wow.
We didn't have a name for commas, right? No, we didn't. But IDK, I didn't think this one turned out especially good, and I never even tried making a second. So this is like a whole new thing that is like Mr. Boop, but not official.
So did he ever post this?
Yes.
Or did he not?
I believe they did.
Okay.
But
wait, what does the text say? Wait, I need to read that again. I mean, in his description of it.
Okay, you do that. I'm going to start reading the comic.
Good, I never tried making
it's 4 panels, just like Mr. Boop, except it says Alec.
See, I don't think he would have posted this.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't think.
It says Alec Comics by Alec Robbins. Flapper shot, we have Alec looking like Mr. Boop, because it's just Alec. That's who Mr. Boop is. And they've drawn themselves outside of Mr. Boop, looking like, that's just how they draw themselves. So I get that, yes. But it's just
the Alec character.
Yeah. Even on the cover of this zine, we have Alec drawn in like that one anime pose where the anime girl has 2 hands on their head going. Bleh. I don't know.
I love that one.
That one. Yeah. I kind of wanted to draw that myself, and then I saw Alec do it, and I was like, nah. That was before Alec did it, and then Alec did it, and I was like, well, now it's not cool.
He's already done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like your Brian Wilson hearing Strawberry Fields Forever. You just
Alec,
retire at that point,
Brian Wilson hearing Shortening Bread.
Yeah.
All right, flapper shot or whatever. Alec is standing in like a void. And there's
flapper shot. Who gives a shit?
There's a demon, some sort of like demon or something. How would you describe this character, Lisa?
Well, how would I describe this character? This is like a floating sort of. It's a very abstract character, right? So it's an aggressive face with sharp teeth.
Yeah, like aggressive, spiky drawn in the shape of like. I almost want to say like
it sort
Haunter,
of looks like a flame,
but it's just the face, no hands or anything. Yeah, sort of flame
it's
like.
Sort of like a flame. I think.
Particularly implied by the eyes, which are like candle flame shaped. But like a big spiky triangular-ish grin, like spiky pointy boomerang shape for the grin. No nose or anything. They're in the top right of the panel. Alec is mostly in the bottom left. So this demon says, in all caps, "Hark, trespasser! You have awoken a great evil, and I shall curse you." And their speech bubbles all wavy because they're like weird.
Of course, to indicate this. Yeah, well, the typically an alternative speech bubble will indicate a different tone of speech, sort of an alien tone of speech or whatever.
I tried my best. Alec is just looking up at it, smiling. Yeah. What do they say?
What's the curse?
No electro heart.
No.
Gonna edit that out. Gonna just bleep when I say
very
that.
Indie. Very indie vibe, having it all lowercase and no punctuation. Yes.
I think the W is capitalized. But actually, I think, judging by the other panels, it's probably not. But it looks sort of capitalized to me here. It's vague. But yeah, I think you're right.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, no. You have a good point. The demon speech is all in all caps, and Alex's speech is all in lowercase.
Yeah. But it does sort of look like the W could be capitalized, unless you look at the other panels for reference.
If you ignore the context, yeah.
Panel 2, close-up of Alec, sort of walking away and waving at the demon without a care in the world, because like they're looking back and waving, but they're facing the other direction and walking away, and their eyes are half lowered, like to show how casual they are about it. The demon is speaking from off panel in a 2-part speech bubble that says, "Tremble in fear, poor soul. You no longer have the ability to become horny." And Alec responds.
Nope, that won't work.
again, all lowercase. All of their dialogue in this is lowercase, and speech bubble as well, of course.
There's a
Panel 3, they're not walking away anymore, which I'm not sure. Were they not? They are walking away in the previous panel, right? Like, it looks like they're turned away.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I see. To me, this definitely reads as a draft of a comic. It's sort of something that he made because, like we're saying,
to be fair, I feel like early Mr. Boo reads that way too.
No, but this, I don't know, with the description of him saying that he didn't really like this one and abandoned the concept after it, I can,
I think that has more to do with, like, well, okay, well, I want to touch on that a little bit after we're finished describing it, but I think there's something to be said about this concept of the Alec comics as a whole. So panel 3, Alec is back to facing the demon. It's the same as it's the flapper shot again. But Alec has a very cartoony.
No, I can imagine. I want to say I can imagine the breaking of the sort of the way he's facing in the second panel. I like, as someone who draws, I can imagine looking back at that and being all like, oh, this is another reason why this thing sucks.
Maybe.
I can imagine not. It building up to why he abandoned this concept.
Maybe, I don't know, but the pose here is very like Looney Tunes or Sonic sort of, just like exaggerated cartoony pose. It's one of those poses where their legs are together, but their feet are splayed in opposite directions, and they're doing a shrug, and looking at the demon. With their eyebrows sort of portraying a look of worry, and they're frowning a little bit. The demon just looks confused. Again, this is like the same shot from panel 1. The demon has eyebrows drawn now to show how confused they are. It's like, take that face that the demon was making from panel 1, which feels like their default expression, and now it's just like turned into this expression that feels wrong for a character like this, just to show that Alec is sort of like putting this creature in a position where that is not natural for them.
It's a well conveyed expression.
Yeah, they have like those confused eyebrows, just like simple line eyebrows, and their eyes are no longer like exaggerated like flames, but just like sort of just like bulbous, like if someone drew Strong Bad sort of eyes, and the mouth is a little bit more like closed into like a grimace, or like it's like the same, it's angled in the same shape, but it's like thinner to portray it like a. They have a speech bubble, but it only has 3 electral hearts in it and no dialogue, and it's drawn the same way. And Alec responds in their own speech bubble.
I don't know. I just can't not be horny. Tried my whole life.
This, that dialogue speaks to me as I feel like I met this demon and forgot about it. After having taken antidepressants and HRT, I no longer have the ability to become horny. Maybe potentially too much information, but but I believe I have met this demon. Or I have this curse. Or is it a gift? I actually think I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. Okay. Panel 4, back to a close-up of Alec. It's a very it's a poetic strip.
Very
it
samey.
rhymes. Yeah. First panel, second panel. First panel, second panel. Alec is looking towards the demon with a look of like skepticism, like a cocky, thin grin, and like eyebrows. Their eyebrows are almost in like the same position as the last panel, but like one is slightly higher than the other, so it reads completely differently. Also because their eyelids are slightly lowered. which they weren't in the previous panel. The demon is speaking from off panel, and their speech bubble reads, Electries, you're sure? 2 electral hearts. And Alec responds,
Buddy, trust me, I'm horny right now. And now is underlined. Give me a different curse, please. That's one reading of it.
Yeah, there's not much to this one joke-wise.
Yeah,
the joke is just that Alec is a pervert.
Yeah,
which I feel like
Alec's
that well has been pretty dried up. Yeah.
Yes.
To mix metaphors.
I think that Alec, his strong suit as a comic artist isn't like the sort of relatable, isn't the sort of relatable comic.
No, quite the opposite.
See on Twitter shared.
It's funny, as I was searching through their old tweets, I actually found them quote tweeting like, was that one BuzzFeed comic artist who had a horror movie? Was it like Adam Tots? Adam, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Adam something. They quote tweeted one of those and was like, they said something along the lines of this. We're not quoting this directly because it doesn't matter, but it was something along the lines of like the horrible energy that their comics like permeate or whatever, or not radiate. Just like really foul energy, something like that. And which is interesting to me because that is like, it feels sort of like the antithesis or something. Like that is the quintessential antithesis.
Sort of typical cliche everyman comic to the point of just like cynicism and I think a lot of people don't like that comic artists, and I would probably include myself in that. I don't know. There's some good. They have a few good things, but they're very. I feel like they can be very annoying. They do that Control-Alt-Delete thing where people can like copy paste all of like a lot of their drawings together and overlay them, and it looks the same. I don't think they're. I don't know if they're tracing, but but just like the author of Control-Alt-Delete, they kind of responded to that criticism and just started drawing in a completely different way. But their writing is the same.
But I think the attempt of Alec to fit into this sort of ecosystem of relatable Twitter comics. I mean,
I don't even think intentionally. I don't even think that's what they were going for. But that's like that's. I think like Mr. Boop, they're using their self-insert character, and they're just like drawing like a funny little thought that pops into their head, but it doesn't work as well.
I think having the context of the description here makes me think of this as a little bit more cynical than something like that. Like this is him trying to capitalize off of Mr. Boop, do a sequel.
It does feel like they're trying.
Realizing,
he's
realizing
I find myself in a similar position right now where it's like I really want to start this comic that has a similar, vibe to the like 4-panel comic. Also, something we didn't mention that I'm just now noticing compared to some of their other comics like Mr. Boop. Well, if you look at some of the Mr. Boop comics where the lights are off, that's what this looks like. The background is all gray. So it's implied that the lights are off here. That's interesting. I guess they're just in a dark, forbidden place.
I imagine they're in a cave or something, a dungeon or something.
We don't.
Like that.
Yeah, we don't really know.
Yeah, I wish we had a date for when this came out. I don't like.
I'm assuming it's a similar time as the Sonic comic, honestly.
Because I can't tell if this was made. I don't know, like shortly after Mr. Boop ended, or when this zine came out. I don't know. Or I guess it wouldn't have been when the zine came out because he's talking about it in a retrospective manner. But it's interesting to sort of place this in a timeline amongst Mr. Boop and Crime Hot and stuff.
Well,
like I wonder if this was his like he decided to do Crime Hot after this. He was like, "I'll do Crime Hot instead."
I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, I think they started working on Crime Hot like immediately. and like Mr. Group even was like at Crime Hot was already, but it fills a different niche. I think they started working on Crime Hot as soon as Mr. Group was done, if I remember correctly. But Mr. Group was like to maintain that audience, and then Alec Comics were sort of doing the same thing. But on that note, there's another drawing of self-insert of the Alec character towards the end of the book. There's a couple of them, but there's this one in particular I want to make note of because it mentions Mr. Boop. And in fact... Oh, fuck, wait. There's one I didn't scan in. I scanned a lot of these in so Lisa could see. I'm not going to scan this in, but I'm just gonna describe it. It's this picture on the back of the zine. Also. See this one on the back of the zine? It's just like a smiling picture of Alec. It says, I did this one as an author photo or something. What was it? Was it just Mr. Boop? 3 electoral hearts. It was probably just Mr. Boop, but I completely forgot. Anyway, I love it and I'll use it again for something later. And in fact, I did. It's on the back of the zine. Also, that face I was describing earlier, the like anime pose, they say about that, I drew myself like that one girl from the anime who does the whoopsies face like that. That's how they describe it. I guess because they couldn't describe it verbally, like.
Yes.
Otherwise, I wonder if they would have. But what were you gonna say?
Nothing. I was just wondering about this Mr. Boop face.
They drew.
It's kind of interesting.
Essentially, this is just a little drawing of just Alec's head doing exactly the wife face, like the stereotypical.
Yeah,
what we call the wife face. What they say is this is the iconic Mr. Boop face in quotes. That dashing grin we all know and love. Not nefarious at all. Just a normal grin. I drew this one specifically to turn into a stamp that I could put on envelopes when I shipped out books. But then a couple people said their envelopes got seized by the USPS for being suspicious or something, so I stopped using the stamps LOL.
That's funny. That's good.
Holy shit. Wow.
It does look like something like an anarchist logo or something. I don't know. I mean, I could imagine how a UPS worker could think that.
It's an anti-copyright anarchist logo.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be. It should. But it was kind of interesting how Alec always said to us how he didn't want to listen to the show. So he'd not.
I like how you say "always said" to us, like they're like we have constant correspondence with them.
Every time I DM'd him, he said, "I'm not listening to your show." He said,
"I refuse.
I won't listen
I flat
to your
out refuse."
Yeah. But it's interesting to sort of, he doesn't want to be. I believe he said he didn't want to be influenced by us, or he didn't want to hear people talk about his work ad infinitum or whatever.
Are you gonna say that they would have called this the wife face if they had listened?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just interesting how this sort of parallel thought comes.
I don't know if I would even call it that. I think we were just calling out something that was very clearly present when we came up with the term, because it was very clearly. I think it'd be a little bit more significant if they were like, oh, this is the pose I do that I call whatever but that we call the talkie. That would be a little bit more significant because I think that's more self-aware. But I think the grin was always like seemed to be self-aware. Like yeah, of course that they're going every time they draw this face, they're going for that face, or most of the time.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious when they are. Yeah, that's interesting that because there's the picture on the back, the one that was described a second ago. That's not that really. They're smiling, all their teeth are showing, but it's not. Somehow it's not the same.
Yeah,
it's not that shit-eating grin.
It's interesting that he describes it as not nefarious at all.
Well, and then it gets seized anyway.
Exactly. I do feel like the original, I mean, it's sort of, when we think back to the early Mr. Boops, I feel like it is hard to remember that Alec was always kind of a creep in these, like he wasn't like, textually he was beloved, but like there's meant to be this undertone of, this is fucked up, this guy's,
well, that's just wife
creep,
guys in a nutshell, right? Like,
Yeah.
They just love their wife, and then slowly we realize, oh no, they're okay. Also, quick note: there's another drawing above them that's like Alec doing the pissing Calvin thing, which I think speaks to their whole copyright
vibe. Yeah.
Playing fast and loose with copyright stuff.
Abolition.
Here's something I want to make note of from the middle of the zine. Is this drawing of a character? They were drawing characters for like a dating sim. It says. It was for a friend's dating sim that hasn't been released yet. I don't know if it ever will. I don't know what the deal is with that. But one of these characters, I swear to God, it looks like Alec was just drawing a busty Lisa.
Hey.
Do you see this? It's you.
Haven't we all?
That's literally you.
Thank you. It's pretty close to the Lisa design. It's true. And one of Lisa character, as I call
one
her.
of the characters in Mr. Group also looks a little bit like you, but this one, even the hair is like out a bit on the ends. Like this one, I feel like is uncanny.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just like they drew an exaggerated like porno version of you.
I'm doing poses.
So what's up with that, Alec?
Yeah. So do you think this looks like
you have to answer for that, Alec?
Do you think this looks like the Lisa character, or do you think this looks like me?
Well,
because for viewers at home,
I would say the Lisa character, but
it also kind of
the hair is a little bit more realistic, so it looks a little bit more like your hair.
Yeah, it kind of does.
So it's sort of a mix.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Also, they have your gigantic knockers.
Wow, who could resist? Anyone could have those. Really.
The only thing is the mole. They added that to avoid getting sued.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
How tall are you?
6 foot.
6 foot. This character looks like they're like 6'4" or 6'5" or something. They're definitely like drawn like an Amazon or something. That's how Alec likes to draw women.
Yeah. Don't we all?
I don't know how to draw like this. A couple times recently, I've been like off the top of my head, like, let me see if I can even draw this.
I'll teach you.
I'm okay. But I was just like, let me see if this is even something I can. Nope, this looks like a 5-year-old drew it. This is not my wheelhouse, and I don't think it needs to be. But yeah, there's some stuff I'm gonna touch on later in here that like comes up later in the Twitter feed or whatever. But there's a little Mr. Boop section here that featured some of the stuff we mentioned. So I'm gonna talk about everything else that it says that's here that's not like online anywhere or that we already covered like in previous in old podcasts. There's this drawing I think. Mm-hmm. Oh right. It's like the first Mr. Boop drawing, I guess. Alex says, yeah, all right, here's some Mr. Boop stuff. The image up above is actually the very first doodle I ever did of anything related to Mr. Boop. I sent it to my friend Brock to make him laugh. That's the only reason I drew it. But then something unlocked in me, and now I will go to hell when I perish. It's also interesting. So this is also written in like mostly lowercase, so that's just like their thing.
Yeah,
that's their kink.
Well, that's just like a, indie. We don't, we're low effort. Intentional low effort.
I clearly don't care.
Exactly.
The drawing, of course, is just Alec and Betty. Alec's thinking, "God damn, my wife Betty Boop is so hot." Betty's thinking, "I love being married to Alec Robbins." I'm pretty sure we've described that before. Underneath that, is a collaboration Alec did with Dinosaur Comics by Ryan North. Ryan North, I believe, Lisa said they did a guest comic. I don't remember this, but they did a guest comic for one of the books. Yeah. Is that true?
I believe so. I mean, they're credited in the when I looked up on Ryan North's.
Ryan North doesn't draw,
cool,
so that's one thing. I assume if they did anything, they just wrote one.
It was like a dinosaur comic, I think. Maybe I'm not sure.
Maybe
I haven't looked at.
Maybe they were just credited for this. Maybe they were because they worked together on this, so maybe it was just like a thanks. So
well, they were credited specifically for book 2 guest comic on the on Ryan North's page.
I'm not sure, but because this isn't in that. This is Alec did the dinosaur comic format. So if you don't know, dinosaur comics is the same drawing of same 6 panels every day with like 3 different dinosaur characters. It's the same drawings every day, but with different dialogue and different text. And in place of those 3 dinosaur characters, we have 3 characters from Mr. Boop. So unfortunately I cannot see the original tweet from Ryan North because they're private on Twitter now. So their account is locked and I can't see it, and I haven't been able to find a way to see it. But I see Alec's quote tweet from 2023. I couldn't find a quote tweet from whenever this was. I don't know exactly when it was. But this quote tweet is from 2023. They say, LOL, I forgot we did this. Go to quantz.com, QWANTZ, and add, in quotes, ampersand, all one word, but I would rather be reading, equals, Mr. Boop, one word, unquote, at the end of the URL. Thank you at Ryan Q North, but I still think you should have made this new default way to read, the new default way to read dinosaur comics. As in, instead of the dinosaurs, just have the Mr. Boop characters every day. I'm going to quickly describe what a dinosaur comic usually looks like. Normal size panel, just a dinosaur walking around. Second panel, a close-up where their mouth is a little bit more open. Their mouth is open on all these panels because the green dinosaur is pretty much always talking. It was a green like T-Rex. Third panel, they're about to stomp on a cabin, which is usually not relevant. And there's a car next to it to show how giant they are. And there's like a... What type of dinosaur is this white one?
I don't know.
It's like a long neck. It looks like a mix between like a velociraptor and a brachiosaurus or some shit. Like it's got a tiny lanky body like a velociraptor, but with a long neck. Fourth panel on the second row. The T-Rex is a little bit off panel, and they're going to stomp on. There's a person underneath them that is really tiny that they're about to stomp on. Again, usually not relevant to anything they're talking about. It's usually not relevant to dinosaurs at all, but the characters are named like T-Rex and other things. Which I think is interesting. Like this comic I'm looking at, I'm not going to read it, but it does name drop T-Rex. And so I wonder for the Alec one, like it's still going to say T-Rex, but it will have Alec in its place. There's an orange dinosaur who's like walking into frame and like clearly talking at the green T-Rex. Next panel, green T-Rex is looking at them. So they're like engaging with this orange dinosaur. They're like having a back and forth. And then the next panel is just the green T-Rex alone, talking and sort of like looking at the audience, or just looking in general. And it's just a shot of them, full body shot of them. So in place of that, so you can imagine how that would read. In place of that, we have a close up of Alec. Just like Alec, walking along with their mouth open. Second panel is a close-up of the wife face, specifically. Like, they're doing the wife face. Still talking, I guess. They're talking in all these panels because that's how it goes. Actually, their mouth is closed in one of them, but still able to talk, I guess. This is actually drawn in such a way I'm seeing with this one that in the third panel where Betty is in place of the white dinosaur, they're taking up more room than that does, and it's actually covering part of the text. So it doesn't even really work for some of these. Because usually the text is always drawn around the same drawings. So I think I have seen these with other characters before, like they did it with Dr. McNinja, They use like Dr. McNinja and some of those characters.
Yes.
But in this case, Alec didn't really take as much care to make sure that it didn't cover the text. Like it wasn't not taking up as much space, like taking up more space than the dinosaur characters.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's part of the indie cool vibe, you know. We cover text here. We don't give a shit, you know.
Betty is like, so Alec is like walking around, and almost like it's like they're mimicking T-Rex's style of walking, where they're just like stomping around. But since Betty's in the panel, they're looking at Betty and blushing a little. Betty is lying down, like sprawled out across the bottom of the panel, like leaning against the bottom right corner, and making googly eyes at Alec and blushing, and they have 3 heart flies coming off of them. So it's very, very classic Mr. Boop stuff here. We got the heart flies, we got the white face. And in the next panel on the bottom row, Alec, like T-Rex, is sort of off panel. They're not stomping on anything. In the previous panel, it sort of looked like Alec was, their foot is up like they're going to stomp on something, but the only thing under them is Betty's leg. So it's just that they're doing the same pose. They're not going to stomp on anything. And in this one, they're just sort of off panel. They're looking back, which is interesting because I don't feel like T-Rex is looking back in the original. But they're looking back at, instead of the orange dinosaur, we have Sonic, who looks sort of annoyed. They're portrayed as like somewhat annoyed. I guess just because that's Sonic's vibe in the comic after a certain point. They're annoyed that no one will have sex with them. So I think that's like this version of Sonic. And Alec is like as directly looking back at them rather than the T-Rex, which is unengaged in the orange dinosaur in that panel. Utheraptor is their name, actually, the orange dinosaur. They say it in this particular text I'm looking at. Oh, wait. And the white dinosaur is named Dromiceomimus. It says that here. And it name drops all of them in this. So it's T-Rex, Dromiceomimus, and Utheraptor. Or Utah Raptor? Alec is just staring at Sonic in this next panel and, directly engaging with them, looking at them, facing them. Sonic looks even more annoyed and has their arms crossed. And then in the last panel, inexplicably, Alec is like looking out into the distance and crying. Arms down, they're just crying. Which is interesting because I never read the T-Rex in the last panel as I guess they could be portrayed as like sort of shocked. So this maybe mimics Alec's version of that, which is just like stunned into crying because they're so emotional. But to give an example of how this is supposed to read, in that panel it reads, Mr. Tusk's "What if I'm clean out of funny jokes?" That's what Alec would be saying. And someone says from off panel, "That would be a tiny bit inconvenient for me, T-Rex. I need you to write a joke for my speech tomorrow to the Chiropractors Union." And then Alex says, "No." So they are like distressed in that example.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The parallel is interesting because it's like not exact, but it still works for a lot of them, other than the fact that the drawings are covering up the text. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Well, I've never really engaged with the dinosaur comic. I've been aware of it for a while, but I've never I don't even know if I've read through a single dinosaur comic strip before now. But
did you read this
one?
It
never appealed to me. No, I didn't read this one. I didn't read.
It's gone now.
And oh no.
Oh, there's also usually a voice coming from like up, which I think is like implied to be God. So there's a God character too. Or something like that. There's just a disembodied voice coming from up a lot of the time. Let me try to find one with like little dialogue. Okay, this one has like very little dialogue. So to give you an example, there's just a text that says "A Day of Disappointment" starring T-Rex the Talking Dinosaur, except it's Alec. Alec says, "Oh wow, is that a quarter on the ground?" Electoral heart. They're looking at Betty. They said, "Oh, it's one someone glued to the ground as a joke. Ha ha." There would never be any quarter portrayed, so it's you sort of have to read between the lines. Then it says later, Free chocolate bars, woohoo! To anyone, anyone under the age of 12. That's like sounds coming from off panel. Oh no, Sonic is saying woohoo, but the rest is coming from off panel. It's just anyone under the age of 12, and both Alec and Sonic in the next panel say, "Aww." The next panel, Alec is thinking, "How old am I? 27? Wow, I was definitely expecting to be married by now." Which actually, that one reads as really funny as for Mr. Boop.
Yes. Well, the dinosaur comic format is interesting, and I guess how they just reuse the same sprites over and over, but I don't know. It never really appealed to me.
Well, you're an artist than a writer, so I guess Ryan North's comics are all about their writing, which is why when they've gone into other works, they either have other artists or it's just like completely written work, like To Be or Not to Be, which has a bunch of guest artists, but is text. It's a choose your own adventure of Hamlet. Yeah,
but dinosaur comics, it just feels like non sequitur layered upon non sequitur to me. It's never seemed like there's. I feel like the point is there's no substance.
Well, the dinosaur part is non sequitur, but the writing is not.
That last comic, I didn't understand at all. I didn't.
Well, that was just that one is just like. The idea for that day was just like, oh, what if there was just like the character just has a bunch of disappointments. So sometimes it's like, I guess. Wait, actually, it's interesting as I refresh the page, you can see the outlines of the dinosaurs where the Mr. Boop characters are slightly. Oh, what the fuck was that? Oh, this one has a picture. Holy shit. I've never seen this one before, but it's like a take on One Froggy Evening. So instead of in one of the panels, instead of the text, there's actually another image overlaid. I've never seen that before. Yeah. So they do special stuff like that sometimes. That's interesting. So it's T-Rex. So it breaks the format.
So the interesting part of this to me, as someone who doesn't really care about dinosaur comics, is how they've basically created these sprite swaps for every single comic on dinosaur comics, right?
Yeah, because the characters don't really matter other than the fact that they're name dropped sometimes, often.
But it's just interesting to see a comic that can have the images themselves be swapped out like this.
Yeah, like I said, they did it with like Dr. McNinja characters before.
That's the only interesting part about this. Let's move on.
Well, that's what dinosaur comics is. Well, Alec wrote about this. Where is it? Alec wrote about this. I got to befriend so many amazing comics people after Mr. Boop took off. I'm very grateful for that. A lot of them were kind enough to do guest comics for the Mr. Boop physical releases. 2 electro points.
We should specify that this is we see the layout of the sprites. We just see the original images of the sprites that he's drawn in the zine.
Yes, in the zine, there's a very small version of just the drawing of the overlay with no text, because it would be any text. I don't think there was even I don't know if there was even a particular strip for that day. It was just that they changed the artwork. No,
of course.
It was for April Fools.
Yeah. But
I don't know which year, so I couldn't find Alec's tweet on the day. All I could find was the one from 2023 where they're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot we did this." And I replied on the Being Mr. Boop account, "Fuck, I knew there was something we forgot to cover." Because we could have covered this before.
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I think it I think it deserved its own bonus episode. But anyway.
I'm struggling to remain interested in this particular.
Anyway, they say thank you, heart emoticon. One fun thing is that I got to do a frame for Ryan North's Dinosaur Comics, as seen to the right. 6 frames, but whatever.
It's really cool. Yeah. I mean, I think the frame refers to the whole, the whole thing, I guess. Dinosaur Comics definitely feels like a piece of old internet where the only people using it were computer science weirdos, It definitely feels like something like that.
I think it reads to me very similarly to what is it? XQCD? What is it called?
Yeah, I feel like that also feels very particularly early into it.
It's like just nerdy writing with that the writing is what it's about and the artwork is secondary to non-existent. This next page of the Mr. Boop section is just the sticker sheet, which we've covered before. The text reads, there are some Mr. Boop stickers I made for Silver Sprocket to give away / sell. The divorce lawyer one is the funniest thing in the world to me. People love the Sonic one, and they're right. The Sonic one, which of course says, why won't anyone have a threesome with me? I do like the divorce lawyer one. It just is divorce lawyer. We won't go over them more than that because we've gone over them before, but... So they were...
It's on the back of my shared journal with Sophia, the Mysterious.
Which one?
The divorce lawyer.
Oh, nice. I thought about going as a divorce lawyer for Halloween.
Okay, sure.
Maybe 1 year. I remember when I wrote that costume idea down, I was like, I don't know if I want to acknowledge Mr. Boop. But last year I was Dorian Electra, so fuck it. I'm trying to remember where were the stickers? Did they come with like certain...
They're just in the book.
They were in the book because I have the book. Oh, I probably put the sticker sheet elsewhere because I have the book now. I got Silver Sprocket seemed to be going out of business at one point, so I was like, let me get the book before I can't anymore. I think it's
certain books just go out of print all the time.
Yeah, so, but I think it's still in print. Maybe I'm not sure. Alex Craps is not. The next page is actually the next thing we were going to cover in the timeline, which is I think the one official, maybe not canon, but official Mr. Boop strip that was released after the comic had ended. This was on April Fool's Day 2023. The Patreon post just says Mr. Boop April Fool, so not disguising it in any way. They wrote on Patreon, inspiration struck this morning and I drew an April Fool Mr. Boop. You are only getting this about 1 to 5 minutes earlier than the rest of the internet. Sorry. Happy April Fool. 4 electro points. Heart, Alec. That's their sign off. And on Twitter, they wrote, that was the secondary shadow synopsis. The primary shadow synopsis was Mr. Boop new. Which I guess the April Fools is sort of making it just seem like there's a reboot. A reboop, if you will. Get ready for the reboop.
Yes.
4 panels. First panel flapper shot. Alec and Betty are in bed. Betty on the left, Alec on the right. Betty looks tired. They've been woken up by Alec, who looks very startled. There's a sweat droplet on their face and 4 more coming off of them. Some thin excite trikes coming off either side of their face. I feel like we didn't call them excite trikes if they were unless they were bold. It was like exclamation marks or some shit. Where's the sling guide? I'm turning my shirt around.
My memory isn't what it used to be, and I used to not remember. So
I'm turning my shirt around. You're not allowed to look.
I'm looking.
No.
Okay.
Harassment.
I mean, I was looking. Oh, you mean at your shirt? You undressed. I was looking at this thing guide, the slang guide.
Oh, Neoflex. Neoflex, I think, is the technical term. So.
A bold neoflex.
So yeah, that's what an excite trike is. So neoflex are coming off of either side of Alex's face.
Now, when did we last see Betty Boop in the Alex style? Because this was posted 2023 April 1st.
Well, I'm sure that they. Well, what do you mean by that? Because they're when the collection was released. That was Betty on the cover in the Alec style, even though it was not drawn by Alec.
I don't know if that's... Yeah, it doesn't read as... Yeah, I guess when was the last time Alec drew it? Doesn't read as the Alec style, though.
I mean, they're drawn in the finale, aren't they?
Yeah, when was the finale?
2021, or yeah, 2021. I think it went from
January 1st.
It went from the early 2020 to the very end of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And then we started the podcast. No, that's not right. Did it?
Namaste, Ken.
No, because we started the podcast 2021, so that means that it definitely started in 2020. So that means it must have just gone. Was it only 1 year?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, then I guess it just went from early 2020 to the very end of 2020.
Well, the final one was published on January 1st, 2021. I remember
right.
that.
I knew. Yeah, I know it was on like April, on New Year's Eve. But
yeah. So it's
years.
cool to see these characters, particularly this version of Betty, after several years, 3 years or.
Well, it was definitely very shocking. Yeah. If I look at the Twitter upload, there's a reply that the Being Mr. Boop
from
account
Mr. Boop Pod.
From at Mr. Boop Pod. The day after this was uploaded, that's a GIF of like a Sisyphus, pushing the boulder up the mountain, sort of deal. Like our job is never quite finished.
Yeah.
And here we are, like 2 hours or so into this 5th anniversary.
Yeah. It feels like a little bit of stolen valor from the Being Jim Davis characters, but
Oh well, yeah, they gave up. They gave up.
They dropped
though.
the boulder.
Yeah. What happened?
Who's
what happens
now,
though? Because
Chris?
like Atlas, if Atlas drops it, then everyone's fucked, and Atlas is fucked too. But like, what is Sisyphus just? What does Sisyphus need to do?
It's just
their
doing
shit
that.
For? They're cursed to do it, but like, what does that accomplish?
Well, I think a lot of people will be sad because their favorite daily comic strip podcast is over. I think that's
Sisyphus is
consequence
is like rolling the boulder every day so they can see.
Yeah.
There's a new comic strip at the top that they can only see if they bring the boulder up. And then they do it and then it rolls back down. Yeah. They're like, fuck. I gotta do it again if I want to see tomorrow's comic strip. Someone out there make a comic about Sisyphus, please. There's also a reply from
it's never been done. Never.
No, like a daily, like a Hagar the Horrible type, or like a Wizard of Id.
That's fun. Yeah.
I like one is
like an underground like anti-comic. I imagine just like it's the exact same 4
like
panels every day.
Oh, maybe.
But with like different text.
Different but it's bubbles, in the newspaper.
Yeah. It's like the it's like.
Can you
David
tell our
Lynch's
energy has been renewed? Because this is actually the next day.
Yeah. No, it's not the X. We've rolled right through.
We've rolled right through. Yeah. There's also a reply from Patrick McHale, the creator of Over the Garden Wall. There's just 3 electro points. Or are they still electro points if they're not in the strip?
Is he referencing us with the electro points?
Yeah, they actually said in quotes 3 electro points with an extra exclamation point after that for some reason. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. like they were trying to make V excited about their use of electro points, and it's like all you have to do that is say electro point. That's already excitement.
Did you see the photo of him wearing the Slang Guide t-shirt?
They were the one who bought it. Oh, that was who bought the other one.
Does Patrick McHale have anything else going on lately?
Well, they were going to do Redwall for Netflix, but then it got canceled because, of course, it's fucking Netflix.
Oh, wait. He was also one of the people involved in The Elephant.
The Elephant,
which is pretty cool. The adult.
But yeah, they were going to do Redwall for Netflix, and then it got canceled.
Okay.
So
well, at least we got Strip Law.
Because you don't call you. Yeah, at least we got fucking Kevin or whatever. Oh, but that's not on Netflix. That's not on Netflix.
Kevin is an Amazon Prime series. Okay.
Shut up, Lisa.
Look, if you want to point a bad Netflix show, Mating Season fucking sucks. I hate that. So does Stranger Things.
I don't even know that one. Stranger Things.
You don't.
They're all bad. What are you talking about?
Strip Lore was good.
Then why is it
Strip
canceled?
Lore. Because they couldn't appreciate what they had.
3 electro points, and Alec replied with the next day with 3 of those like purple demon emojis. Yeah.
I wonder why they're purple.
Because they have devil horns.
You ever
They're
think about
demon. They're demons.
No, but demons aren't typically purple.
The cool ones are. If they were red, I think
Like
it would
what?
be too. They would get letters. If they're purple, it's like, all right.
What do you? Who sent them letters? Who's getting
Christians.
letters?
Are you serious? Because they actually would get like I like they could
Who
easily
is they?
the type of Christians that are like there's a witch in this. I
But
can't
who
let
are
my
they
children
writing
see
letters to?
it.
Who are they writing? Alec Robbins? Is Alec Robbins getting letters?
Yeah, this is a bridge too far. This is I'm okay with the Betty Boop BDSM, but you're using a little demon emoji. I'm calling what is it called?
But why are the demons purple?
I'm telling you, because if it's red, that's like, oh, that's Satan. You know? But if it's purple, it's like, well, okay, that's just cartoony.
But I've
I
never
think.
seen a purple devil.
I have. Well, think of like a succubus.
What?
Purple succubus?
I gotta go.
Because you heard the word succubus?
I'm thinking about him now. Anyway, what's happening in panel 2?
Alec is clearly
I
has clearly woken Betty up. They're both on individual pillows, and their hands are all 4 of their hands collectively are over the edge of the blanket. Yeah, Alec is surprised Betty has been woken up and they're tired. Alec in a electro bubble. Bubble. Alec in an electro bubble says, "Oh my god, Betty, I just had the worst nightmare." 3 electro points after God, 2 electro points after nightmare. I'm actually not positive this is an electro bubble because it's a little like it's not just spiky, you know what I mean? Like it's spiky, but then as the spikes go back inward, it's like sort of rounded, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure an electro bubble is just spiky, but I'm actually not sure. I don't remember. This might just be how Alec draws electro bubbles.
Yeah, what do we think this conveys alternatively to the typical electro bubble?
Well, I think this. I might just be wrong, and this might just be how Alec draws them. So
yeah.
Nothing. And Betty has a little speech bubble on the bottom of the panel. What does that say?
What was it?
Well, the nonsense part isn't in there, but and I'm assuming that you said but it just wasn't picked up on Discord. Electoral heart after and electoral heart after it. Panel 2, close up of Alec to where we would be able to see Betty, but it's just implied that they're there, but they needed room for like the speech bubbles and shit. They would just be cluttered. So there's a close up of Alec. The blanket has been lowered a little bit so we can see both of Alec's nipples, which are just dots. Alec has a tear running down from one of their eyes. They're also wearing glasses to bed, I should mention.
Yeah, Alex sleeps in
but
the
I think
glasses
I think we've
reason.
established that they do this. Probably. More sweat droplets. The only 2 we see are in their hair, which is strange. I'm assuming those are sweat droplets. And then 2 more coming off of the left side of their head. They're grimacing. Clearly, both their eyebrows are down to show that they're like,
Nervous.
sad, crying, nervous. First speech bubble. There's 2 speech bubbles. One on the top says, "Well, in the dream, Electries. I wasn't really married to you. It was all just a bit for some weird comic. Electro point after
Meta.
you.
Meta.
What does the other speech bubble say?
Everyone played along, but it wasn't real. Like we were talking about earlier in the episode, I think. Kayfabe. Acknowledging the kayfabe of the series.
Kayflabe?
Yeah, K-Flavor Town.
Electries after real.
It's nice to see it's nice. Yeah, like I said, it's nice to see these characters again after so long. I think he picked the right time to.
Yeah, after
bring them back.
4 not 4 years. It took us longer because we took a break. How long did it take us?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, panel 3, reverse shot, I guess, because this is a close up of Betty. Their blankets a little bit lowered too, so you can see more of their cleavage and just the top halves of their nipples, which are not dots.
Yes, he's got like pepperoni
Alec
nipples.
draws their nipples as just dots, but Betty's as like the full thing. Well, not the full thing because it's half covered by the blanket, but
yeah.
Betty looks surprised, and they have 2 sweat droplets on their face. They're surprised and frowning, so not just like oh.
Yes, he's concerned for her man.
They're wearing earrings to bed too. Alec's wearing glasses to bed, and Betty's wearing earrings to bed. But to be fair, I don't think
that these guys.
Betty can't take them off because that's they're their ears. That's Betty's ears.
Do you think that they just passed out after like a passionate sex? That's why they haven't fully taken their clothes off, or whatever.
You mean what? Their clothes are. What do you mean?
Like the earrings and the glasses.
Oh no! I think no. This is just how they go to sleep. Because if they had them off, they wouldn't be as recognizable. And also, like I said, I don't think Betty can take them off because that's just their ears. Like that, they had dog ears, and then they probably put in like gauges. And it turned into like hoop ears.
Jesus,
you know, that's what we see all the time. They're just like gold tattooed gauge lobes. That's what we're seeing whenever we see it.
That's a beautiful image, Ryan. That's beautiful.
2 sweat droplets coming off of the left side of their head too, and off panel. We hear wah, wah, with even tears coming off like the right side of the panel.
Yeah. Alec is sobbing like a baby, presumably.
I feel that. I've yeah. I get.
We
that
took a
way.
30-minute crying break.
Yeah. Yeah.
30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. 30 minutes. There's a speech bubble in the top left of the panel that says from Betty, "Oh no, that's awful. I'm so sorry, baby." 2 electro points after awful, electries after baby. And there's a thought bubble towards the bottom right of the panel. And what is Betty's think-a-log
coming from Betty? The thought bubble is coming from Betty's mind, so it's from her.
Yes.
And she thinks, poor thing, he's really freaking out. I think the way you described, in retrospect, I think that the convoluted way we describe the panels is more confusing than anything. You get lost because I think we get lost in the details of the electries and whatnot. You know, this is. I mean, if there's any way to do the retrospective on.
Listen,
I'm just This is.
They can look it up if they. You're not allowed to look it up, but it's like, oh, our description's not good enough for you. Just read it then, fucker.
I mean, I think that what you said. There's a speech bubble in the top left-hand corner. And then you just and then you were like, there's a speech bubble in the bottom. There's a thought bubble in the bottom right corner, but you didn't say it was coming from Betty. And so I was just like, people are gonna be confused as hell of that if they're not looking. Anyway, he thinks, poor thing, he's really freaking out.
What the fuck? Wait.
What?
Did we read this?
What is this?
I'm looking through the. I was just turning through the full Mr. Boop collection. The Ryan North comic we had forgotten is literally a dinosaur comic.
I know. That's what I was saying.
I didn't know that. Wait.
Yeah.
Did we cover that?
Yeah. We covered all of the Sketch comics.
But I don't remember that.
It was a long time ago. It was.
But I remember all these others though.
There's
even one with a Mr. Boop zine, which is like, the Alex Craps zine.
No, I definitely remember covering. Why wouldn't we have covered the Ryan North one?
I don't know. It doesn't seem familiar to me at all. I'm like, is this new? And they just left it out of the other one? It's interesting because these are Ryan North's,
because when you were
these are Ryan North's copyrighted characters that they have merchandise of.
Well, when you were talking about like, we missed the Ryan North one, I was being like, I'm pretty sure that I remember that being in volume 2 or something, and you're like, I don't know.
Panel 4, or is this the flapper shot? Because it pans out. Well, I would say it pans out from the flapper shot. We see a third pillow, to the right of Alec.
The punchline.
Yes, the punchline is that Bugs Bunny is there to the right of Alec. So Alec is sandwiched between Betty and Bugs. Alec and Betty are, seem to be more together. But I guess just because Betty's comforting them. But like, there's 3 heart flies coming off of Betty. Alec and Betty are both blushing. Clearly, Alec feels like comforted, even though there's still a tear in their eye, and Betty is like smiling nervously, trying to comfort them. And Betty has a speech bubble that says, "It was just a dream, sweetie. We're married for real."
Yes, beautiful. Then, coming from Alec, on the other side of the panel, it says, I know. I just get scared." And there's what is it called? Electries?
Electries after I and electries after no.
Yeah.
Did we say there's heart flies between Alec and Betty?
Yeah.
3, of course.
Yeah,
there are always 3. And Bugs has a speech bubble that says, "We love you, honey."
Aww. That's so sweet. It's very interesting. How, just more of the classic, overly simple but inexplicable humor and dialogue style and storytelling of Alec Robbins.
Well, you understand what this is, right?
What? It's an April Fool's post.
Yes, it's an April Fool's, but the joke of this one-off April Fool's strip is this is like the Bob Newhart show finale. Are you familiar?
No, I'm not familiar with Bob Newhart
or his show. The Newhart finale, I believe. Whichever one was second. Bob Newhart had a show. Bob Newhart is a comedian who had 2 sitcoms, and at the end of their second sitcom, like in the last episode at the end of the last episode, they wake up and they're in bed with the wife from the previous sitcom, and they're like, "Oh, I just had a horrible dream." So that's something that's parodied a lot. Like there was even a special feature on the Breaking Bad, one of the Breaking Bad DVDs, where Bryan Cranston wakes up and they're like, "Oh, they're in bed with their wife from Malcolm in the Middle, like, I just had a horrible dream. I cooked meth, So that's what this is. It's like, I had a dream that,
That's fun.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, actually, come to think of it, maybe it's not. Maybe it's more generic than that. Maybe they're not doing Newhart specifically, because they're not dreaming like, "Oh, I dreamt I was this thing that existed before Mr. Boop." They're dreaming that, part of Mr. Boop wasn't real, which is like
which is the
more
end
of a,
part.
That's more of a common trope. I feel like it's just like, oh, that last thing was a dream. I guess.
Yeah, I believe that Spider-Man did. The Spider-Man newspaper strip did it.
So it could be that. It could be more
a
like
while.
they're just doing that specifically.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Mr. Boop sort of thrives on,
Vague.
messing up elements of our...
Yeah.
Well, I guess messing up elements of our culture and sort of the Bob Newhart thing becoming just a cultural shorthand, I guess. Something that we all sort of know the...
I think it's very
we don't
possible
necessarily
that they
know the
didn't...
reference.
That I'm sure that it occurred to them, but I think it's very possible that they were just... weren't even consciously thinking of any particular waking up in bed moment, like example of the trope. Just that, like, I'll do that. It was a nightmare thing.
Yeah. It's in, I think, Treehouse of Horror 2 as well. Where he wakes up and Mr. Burns is still attached to him, or whatever. Spoilers for that.
Well, there's also the... I don't know which Treehouse of Horror it is, but Bart wakes up and they're like, it was just a dream. There's nothing scary except for that fog that turns people inside out.
Yeah, classic.
That's the best Treehouse
Nah,
of Horror.
I believe that was 4 or 5. That's my guess.
So how many Treehouse of Horror end with just like someone waking up from a dream?
Well, I believe those are the only 2, I think.
Okay.
I think so. I think that was 5. I'm gonna put my...
They did them
Brian,
very
I'm gonna
close
put in
together.
5.
They're like, they were gonna say, all right, every couple of years we're gonna do another one.
Yes. That was at the end of the Nightmare Cafeteria short, though.
Yes.
I remember.
What do we think?
From 5.
Canon? Is this canon?
As canon as it can be, I guess. I mean...
Canon and canon.
Yes, sure.
Canon is a can.
With Mr. Boop, sort of the idea of canon is kind of nonsensical.
All right, we're moving on. We're moving on.
I'm just saying because
we don't need to discuss that
established-
shit any further.
It's. I just saying it's established that Mr. Boop is written by, like, within the world of Mr. Boop. Mr. Boop is fictional.
I don't understand why I'm realizing this like inconsistent coloring style. I'm sure we discussed this with the hard copy versions of these before, but like the backgrounds are gray, and I said I thought that meant that they're the lights are out, but like almost all of the strips in the full collection have like this gray background.
Yeah.
So that's clearly not the case, and it's also not the case for the guest strips. It's only for like Alex strips, but we don't see that in the online wait. Oh, wait, they are gray, actually, aren't they? Do I need to fix my monitor? I forgot they do all kind of just have, like, this somewhat gray. Do they?
Yeah. No, they do.
Is there, like, an off-gray background that I just can barely see?
Yes.
Oh
there
my
is.
God,
I'm looking
wait.
at strips right now on my monitor. We probably mentioned it, I feel like.
I think we have, but I just completely forgot, and I can't see it now for some reason. I'm losing it. I can't see it anymore.
We are 5 years older.
It just looks white to me. It all looks white. I can't see the difference in color. I have to take like an eyedropper to it.
Once you reach your mid-20s, your senses dull and they just get worse.
No!
time.
I need to be an artist. Oh my God, it is gray. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in the Alex Kraps zine, the description for this reads, I made this comic for April Fool's Day 2023. I consider it optional canon. Well, there you go. Mr. Boop is about a lot of things, and the ending I wanted to explore meant moving away from the initial premise a bit. But that world was so fun to hang out in that I always wished I could have made it live on somehow. So this strip is both a joke and a wish.
Well, it's interesting. I sort of when I was looking at this, I was like, I'm happy to see these characters again. It hits a nostalgic feeling when I see them. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember these guys. So, but like, I can understand not wanting to, you know, just do more Mr. Boop. That would be, you know, I feel like creatively unsatisfying and a bit cheap. And I respect Alec. I genuinely respect Alec as like an artist and his integrity to not just like milk Mr. Boop until it dies. You know,
I
I'd
think
be happy
Mr.
to see
Boop
them
also
more
probably
often.
just
like,
wouldn't really work in that way. I think because it's such a weird, like, ironic sort of thing. I think it kind of has to be more contained, like it is. Like, I think because it feels more like an event that happened. You know, like it was this one year where this comic happened. It was this one project this one artist did. You know, it can't be like a you know, a gun show or a you know,
House of Decline.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one that's not a gag comic. But the only thing that comes to mind is like He Is a Good Boy
Popeye.
for some reason. Popeye? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Like He Is a Good Boy was just, it was a story that Casey Green was telling that like took a while, but it was just like their comic for a bit. Like that, like, you know what I mean? Like that was their comic for a bit that they were updating. That's sort of the case for Mr. Boop, but it also just feels like a 4-chapter story. It's not like, you know, it's not like, oh, there was seasons. It was like, because it was so short-lived, it feels like just a 4-chapter story. And I think it works better as that. Like, if it was going on for years, I think it would have not only gotten stale, but it just would have been like, I think people would have been like, they're still doing the comic where they're married to Betty Boop. I don't know if it's ironic anymore.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of a problem between the people have pointed out in like mainstream comics, you know, which indie comics don't have, where mainstream comics, they never reach a satisfying conclusion.
Right.
You know, they have to keep setting the character back. Like Spider-Man, he's had several, you know, jumping off points where you can be like, well, his story should have ended here, but then they keep going. And
well, like something like
characters like those, you know,
something like Bone, that was like a comic that was going for a while, but like if you look at it now, it's like it's just a 9-chapter story. But as it was going, it was like a comic that was just releasing comics. It was like an indie comic series that was just
coming out. Yeah. But a lot of indie comics, they fight against this sort of running eternally idea. So, you know, I can see that. I would be happy to see the Boop characters every now and again. I'd like to see a special like every few years. You know, that would be fun.
I think the way that they say it's like a joke and a wish means like, I think they know it wouldn't really work to do anything more than this, because it would sort of undermine the ending that they had. Like this only works because it's an April Fool's thing, you know. There's like another
True.
there have been other appearances, but like they're very conditional in a way that is like I mean, we'll get to them, but I
like that he's moved on and he's had other comic projects and has sort of been allowed to make a name of himself, sort of, you know. It's very cool.
I don't feel like Crime Hot is I don't think as many people read that.
No, of course not, but he still has, you know, he still has enough of a following for it.
Yeah. Sure, I guess.
But also, like, he's gotten, but like,
feels like
not even like in his own
the weird
work,
thing about Crime
you know?
Hot is I feel like it's for a very different audience, but that doesn't really matter because they're just like, this is just what I want to do. So
yeah, which is awesome. But I mean, like, he's gained enough notoriety to sort of do more freelance script writing, which he was kind of working freelance in Hollywood before,
right,
Mr. Boop. But now he's sort of.
I don't
feel like
like
it's more notable that he's on High on Life and whatnot, you know.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that came from Mr. Boop though. You think it did? I don't think it did. I think it's just because they're in the industry and they're. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I think that having Mr. Boop on his CV I don't know. It has opened a couple of doors for him. I don't know.
I'm sure it has, but
Like,
I don't
think he
know
was-
if that
I don't
was
think
one
he
of
was-
them. I feel like they were already working with that company.
Squanch.
Yeah. But I'm not sure. I don't know. We're getting a little personal with that, I think, maybe, but I don't know.
I'm discussing the artist.
I know.
No?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, let's. I don't know if we should be examining their work history. But whatever. We're at this podcast.
I feel like
parasocial enough.
It's I just, well, I mean, to discuss, I don't know. It doesn't feel parasocial to discuss an artist's work in context with its with
No,
its
like
other
their
work,
job history.
you know. Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
his jobs have been his work. You know, it's not like I mean, I don't know. Even if he had been like a convenience store clerk, it would be interesting to be like, you know, how does his time at Subway reflect the Subway appearances in, you know.
What I wanted to touch
Yeah,
on
I don't know.
was, this is like sort of the third time that they've been like the third separate time they've tried to be like, you know, they say it's a joke and a wish. Like clearly they want to keep doing something like this. They tried the one Alec comic. They've done this as
Yeah.
just like a joke and a wish, and they had Mr. Group, which was them trying to do like another comic like Mr. Boop.
Yeah,
Sort of.
that felt like it was
to
directed
a point
specifically
that
at-
it didn't like it was too close because they literally called it Mr. Group.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that seemed like it was aimed at Mr. Boop fanatics, like people
Yeah.
who just couldn't get enough of the sensibilities, you know. What that was
God,
an
I'd
attempt
hate to
like,
meet
sort
one of those
cat lightning in a
freaks.
bottle.
I'd hate to meet one of those.
Yeah, I mean, we
freaks.
haven't one of the people who've read Mr. Group. You mean?
No, what? No, like a Mr. Boop fanatic.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to call us Mr. Boop fanatics if we haven't read Mr. Group. Is all I'm saying. Is all.
I was gonna say I have read it, but I actually think I didn't finish it because I was like, well, we got to cover this on the podcast eventually.
Yeah.
We'll see. If you'd like to view this as an epilogue, this is continuing what Alex says. If you'd like to view this as an epilogue, you're very welcome to. Sometimes I like to view it that
Oh,
way
thank
too.
you, Alec.
On the following page, you'll see. Okay,
Aw.
then this is just talking about the Sonic and Peter doodles, which are also like epilogues.
Cool.
What were you gonna say?
It's not well. This is a good strip. You know, good to see the characters again. You know, cool.
Cool. The one other thing in the Mr. Boop section of this zine is it says Remy Boydell, who did a bunch of covers for the Mr. Boop physical books, asked me to do this meme thing of Mr. Boop and Betty linking hands with Nirvana to make a little heart. Very fun. I love working with Remy.
Awesome.
It's that one character with like the Garfield ears and like hair that is. This is sort of the hair that I was picturing I was gonna get.
Okay.
As the haircut the other day, but my bangs ended up just being like how I used to wear my hair. I should have showed this as a reference. Yeah, they're doing like half a heart with their hands, and then Alec.
So
drew
this
another-
character has Garfield ears and bangs. Is this what
I
I'm
think
getting?
we've described them before because they've come up
But
before. It's called. Their name is
Should I-
Nirvana, I guess.
Should I open my eyes?
Yeah, you can. I don't know why your eyes are closed.
Because I wanted to see how well you could describe them.
There's two electro points
Oh, they're
after
cute.
Remy when it says I love working with Remy. And there's another drawing that says Remy also made this amazing drawing of me and Sonic at Chipotle based on a real photo of me eating alone in Chipotle wearing a bad Sonic costume. This doesn't have much
That's
to do
awesome.
with Mr. Boop, but
Well, Sonic's wearing an Alec hoodie.
yeah, so it's Alec wearing a Sonic hoodie and Sonic wearing an Alec hoodie.
I would say
The Alec hoodie is very disturbing because it's got like head hair on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Sonic is sweating through their hoodie as well.
Remy is such a good artist. I should.
We don't need to describe
Look
it
into
too
them.
much because it's not canon, but moving on to more tweets from Alec that are tangentially related. There was an article about a man bedazzled by Betty Boop, and I'm assuming they're like a collector or something. Just briefly,
This came out a couple of months after the April Fool's comic.
This is September 24th, 2023. This is just a guy who wears like Betty Boop merch. This is imagine someone like me, like how I am with Garfield, but they have like Betty Boop.
Which the audience are surely familiar with.
Yeah,
it's a great point of reference,
Lisa.
It's a great.
And Alec tweeted this article and said, "Soon we will be everywhere. You will not be able to escape us."
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, sort of referencing other Boop fanatics, Betty Boop fanatics.
Boop heads.
Well, as I said, Boop fanatics, I was like, well, that sounds like Mr. Boop fans. Now when I hear Boop, I think of Mr. Boop. I don't think of Betty Boop. That's fucked. That's not how it should be.
This next tweet from November 2023.
November 11th,
It's a
2023. It's a tweet that said, "Just learned that Betty Boop has two BFs, a fat dog and a gay guy." And it's a screenshot of Betty
Which is
with
awesome.
Bimbo and Betty with that one like boyfriend that looks like them, basically.
But like muscular.
Yeah. And Alec quote tweeted this and said, "And what am I? Chopped liver?" And Silver Sprocket responded, "Yeah."
What did it mean? What did they mean by this?
I don't know. They're confirming Alec is chopped liver. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe afraid of legal repercussions of acknowledging Mr. Boop, legal Mr. Boop, Betty Boop characters or whatever, or something like that. I don't know.
No,
probably not. But
no.
I can't think of any other. I can't think of anything else. I can't.
Yeah, that is funny though. They're the husband. Well, they're not. They weren't Betty's BF. They were Betty's husband. So there you go.
Yeah.
Alec had tweeted something about Crime Hot at one point on November 19th, 2023. Someone replied, "Will we ever see a return to the Booperverse? Booperverse? Or did Betty's dad's lawyer scare you off from revisiting her story?" And Alec said, "Never say never," 3 electro points, "but probably not in a way anyone would expect. I can maybe find a little more to say in that world, but I really did mind it for most of what it's worth. Mostly what I miss is the format, posting breezy, goofy, daily 4-panel strips," which is what I was touching on earlier with, like, they've really tried to do Mr. Group, Alec Comics, and none of it really felt satisfying in the same way for them. Because I think the format was more than the 4-panel strips. I think it was like fucking around with this very irreverent premise, and they had a hard time recreating that.
To me, Mr. Group even feels separate from what he's describing here, but I don't know. I can't comprehend.
I don't think so.
I can't really put my finger on why.
Well, I think the problem with Mr. Group, which we'll get to eventually, but like I think part of the problem there is like that it is so serialized or whatever. Like there's an ongoing.
That's why it's different to me, because I feel like Smith it feels like it's a serialized.
But Mr. Boop got there eventually, and Mr. Group started there like at the start, which I think that was like, because that's what they were used to doing at that point. But I think that was a mistake. But I think they were trying. I feel like. I think they were trying to do what they're saying here.
I don't know. I feel like Mr. Group is like what I said. It's just like it's more for people who wanted more.
Well, listen,
Mr. Boop.
We'll get
stuff,
to it.
You know. Okay. Anyway, so there's been there's been a couple of tweets about Mr. Boop from Alec over the years, but it definitely seems like he's just referencing something that has happened that's in the past, you know?
Yeah, like this one on December 10th, 2023, where they said, "I'm a big fan of Mr. Boop. I love that style of humor. I'd love to make something like that one day.
This is one of my favorite. I saw this when we were scrounging for tweets earlier. It was very funny. It definitely honestly I can relate
I had already
to this.
found them all, but I was just organizing them into the chronological order you insisted.
Yeah.
There's a reply from Derek, one of the hosts, the ex-hosts of Truth Point, on Adult Swim Live, which we'll talk about a little bit we'll talk about more in a little bit.
I don't know what that is. I don't know.
They replied to Alex saying, "I heard they killed the guy who made it."
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like Alec replied to that, but yeah, true.
Any other notable people replying? No other notable people.
Maybe, I don't know, but I know that person will be relevant in a few tweets. So,
next tweet.
It was around this time, 2024, early 2024, that the movie The People's Joker came out, and Alec was promoting that a bit, like tweeting about it because their friend Vera Drew made it, and eventually it came out. I saw it live. Or I saw a screening
in theaters.
Yes. And there was even a performance from a local musician who had worked on it. And lo and behold, in the middle of the movie, Alex shows up as a cameo as Mr. Boop. It's not name dropped, but they say Alec comments on the plot of the film in a news interview, and then they said, "I should know. I am married to Betty Boop." Should we describe the clip?
He's actually credited in the movie, like the end credits, as Mr. Boop.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. It's a close-up of Alex.
And his wife Betty is credited as Mr. Boop's wife.
I'm not going to look up the moment again because we did do commentary, which may or may not be
I haven't seen it.
Released. You haven't seen the movie?
I haven't seen The People's Joker. No, is it good? You think I'd like it?
What is this bit? We did a commentary track. We're not sure. It's unclear if we'll release it, but if we
haven't recorded that yet. We have
recorded it. You've seen it twice.
I don't know about that.
And
don't know about that.
We did a commentary that's going to go on the Pet Shop Patreon when this episode is released. It would be so funny if they just didn't let us.
If they were like, we try to upload it and like Chris gives us a DM like, what the fuck are you guys trying to do?
That could also happen, yeah. Someone tweeted about the cameo. They said, "Theater cheered massively at the People's Joker cameo of Betty Boop's husband at Alec Robbins," which actually that kind of, I think there were some claps when I saw it in theaters and Mr. Boop came up, but I was like, there in my Slang Guide t-shirt, because I think I had maybe heard rumblings, and I was like, holy shit.
You were there to meet B&B heads.
Yeah, which there were none, but I did like...
Farley was there.
Huh?
You told me Farley was there. You told me Farley was there.
I didn't tell you that. But maybe...
Farley! He lied to me!
Alec quote tweeted this.
That's our mega fan.
Yeah, they've shown up for all of our live recordings.
I think he got ripped to shred at the last live recording because he was wearing a banana suit. I believe that's
if it's released, then that there will be payoff for that reference. Alec quote tweeted this and said, "Can the rumors be true? Electries. Mr. Boop cameo. Electries." And yeah,
I like the person
we're
who's
spoiling it now,
responded.
but I mean, it's a Mr. Boop podcast. Like,
I like the one comment that says it's on Wikipedia, like as if he's not talking to Mr. Boop.
And they said Wikipedia. Alec replied, "Wikipedia can be fake. No way to know for sure except see the movie." True.
Well, I could ask my good friend Ryan Pfeiffer.
By the way, we could be lying.
Well, you could be lying. I haven't seen the movie.
Right. Hey, I thought of a good stage name, by the way. maybe potentially.
Okay.
Ryan Plosion.
You were talking in the first half. You were talking about how you didn't have one, but
yeah, and now I thought of one. Ryan,
you just thought of it.
Ryan
Yeah.
Plosion.
Okay.
Like because it starts with a P. Ryan.
Like explosion.
I was looking through names that start with P, and there were no ones that felt right. Like Ryan Patterson, no. Ryan Peterson, no. Ryan Peoples, no. But Ryan Plosion, it's not even a real name. That could be something. Anyway.
I guess so. I like Plosion without the Ryan. Drop the Ryan.
Well, my middle name is also it starts with an M, so it'd be Ryan M. Plosion. Yeah, right now it's shaping up. One of the animators on the film, People's Joker, replied to this tweet. They said animating for that cameo was an honor with a U, so they're British. And then they said Electries. I mean, rumored to be. And Alec replied, OMG, a hero, you nailed it. 2 electro points.
Interesting that Alec didn't know who animated the sequence. It sort of talks to the movie's like sort of hodgepodge creatives, you know, a hodgepodge of creatives vibe.
Yeah, they just like they probably went to like Highland Park Studios or something and just like green screen screened in.
But Alec and Betty Boop appearing in that movie is probably the biggest Mr. Boop update that.
Yes, absolutely.
Since the movie.
Yes, I would say so, because that was like a feature film appearance. Yeah. I was gonna argue maybe the April Fool's strip, but no, this is probably bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I mean, I feel like we should describe it a little bit, but we don't want to.
Well, like I said, we have the cameo, we have the commentary, and we didn't really describe it there either, but I did kind of give a brief description, and it's really just like a few frames.
Drop it in here.
No.
Then what?
All right. Do you want me to pull up the movie and pull up the moment and describe it?
I feel like. I
Okay,
mean, I feel
all
like
right.
Maybe we watch it and then we recap what we
Yeah, the whole movie.
Yeah. So it seems to start with a logo.
Shut up. This is just RoboCop Corner again. We're gonna do RoboCop Corner, but for the People's Joker. That's a being Jim Davis reference. I forget which part of the movie was it?
It's during the Happy Hero montage. So, when I got shot, ooh, I bet the press. The Negative Land song.
So it was there. Wow, that's crazy because we talked about Negative Land on the podcast quite a few times.
Probably during the. Yeah.
So
very thematically
for
similar.
Mr. Boop to show up over a Negative Land montage is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So in the middle of a montage in The People's Joker, Alex shows up on a news show, talking to the camera or an interviewer, saying, "I can tell this is a clear-cut case of copyright infringement." They look, I would say, exactly like they do in the strip club interview. They're wearing like the same turtleneck and like jacket and stuff. Their hair's a little bit longer, but.
I wonder if this is like his Mr.
on...
Boop costume, you know?
Yeah, right? Like, I think this is basically what they wear in the How to Draw My Wife video.
Looking at his other...
It's not their Mr. Boop costume, it's their Mr. Boop author costume.
Yeah. But in his... Like, it's very clearly a costume, too, because in his selfies where he's just, like, casually, it's far...
Yeah.
This isn't the style he ever goes for.
This is them dressed as an author. Well, I think it's to be consistent with those, like, the strip club and How to Draw My Wife videos, but I think in those videos they were sort of giving a persona of, like, the author of Mr. Boop, whereas here they're, like... They're being the persona of Mr. Boop. So it's interesting that...
But in How to Draw My Wife, he is married to Betty Boop.
Well, yeah, and in the strip club interview. Like, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, the reason that they're...
This is Betty...
Yeah, but the reason that they're like that in those videos is because they're, like, this author persona. And there's in this little clip, it's just that they're not the author persona, they're just the Mr. Boop persona. I don't know. It's complicated.
I feel like this is still the author version of the character, though. Mr. Boop,
they all are, I guess.
Because Mr. Boop, the author, is married. Like, the live action Mr. Boop we see is still married to Betty Boop, and this version is married to Betty Boop. It's just he also draws a comic about his real life marriage to Betty Boop.
Yes, and they're commenting on the version of the the main character in the movie creating this persona of the Joker. So they're saying that's a clear-cut case of copyright infringement, which is funny. The joke is because,
explain it.
It's ironic because they did a whole comic,
Yeah.
But then, so they say it's a clear-cut case of copyright infringement, and then they say,
and I should know.
And I should know I'm the lucky son of a gun who's married to Betty Boop.
Now, why would being married to Betty Boop give him any sort of insight into that? I guess if the events of book 3 have really happened in this continuity, it would make sense,
Well, yeah,
I think where he's being sued by Max Fleischer because he's married to Betty Boop.
It fits with book 3, or not even necessarily that they're being sued, but just clearly them being married to a copyrighted character is they're not saying you think they're saying, oh, this is clearly copyright infringement. Then they're like, I should know. Look at me, infringing on copyright because I'm married to Betty Boop, which they do in the comic. That's the sort of thing they talk about in the comic anyway. Mostly in Volume 3, yeah. But even without being sued, that already that Volume 3 just confirmed that they were doing that.
I feel like the People's Joker is very much the People's Joker is many things, but it's also very much a tribute to copyright infringement culture, like mashup and jamming and stuff, like culture jamming. And this definitely just feels like it pays homage to that so much, in direct references to existing examples. And I feel like
I love the way you're talking about this as if you like the movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, I like culture jamming and sort of copyright infringement and stuff. So I can respect that part of the movie, but I think it.
Holy shit! Wait a second. When Alex says, "I should know I'm the lucky son of a gun who's married to Betty Boop," the camera cuts back and to a wide shot, and it's Betty sitting next to Alec on this Good Morning news show or whatever, fully animated in a smooth animation from this Peterson Drew animator, black and white version of Betty, so sort of like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit thing going on here. But I'm noticing, look at their earrings, they're fleshy and into the side of their head.
Yeah,
they're doing the dog ears. They did exactly what I described earlier. I was sort of joking, but they literally did that.
Was Betty Boop in the public domain by the time this was published?
No.
Not that would stop them. Yeah.
Because we're looking at these tweets in chronological order, and that happened at one point, but no, Betty was not public domain yet at this point. This is interesting, though, because if you look at the cover, for example, if you look at the cover of the Mr. Boop collection,
Omnibus.
Betty's clearly wearing earrings. They're not what I described. Yeah. I was joking, but but that is what this person how this animator depicted.
Well, let's see it in motion. Let's see it in motion.
Oh, maybe it's just a smear frame. I was just seeing a single frame, but they are sort of wiggling around. I don't know, but it's clearly it was clearly blended into the side of the head. I'm very curious to hear. I would be very curious to hear what the process was there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean,
we had an interview with this animator.
Much covered it. Betty swings around a little bit and goes But yeah,
mhm.
very smoothly animated.
Yes. Set to negative land.
Yeah, the
Happy
montages.
hero.
We mentioned this, I think, but yeah,
Yes.
the montage is set to
I don't know.
negative land.
You said you were cutting stuff out, so I didn't know how
I-
far you were cutting. I don't know.
I don't know. Or
I had things to say about the negative land use. I had things. Yeah.
oh, Betty doesn't. Yeah, Betty doesn't owe you.
Yes.
Like gesture at Alec.
Can we go?
But
Can you
there's
go to the
no-
credits and see who voices Betty?
But they don't say anything. There's just a little laugh. I don't think they have anyone
but
credited.
they are credited.
Are they?
I mean, Betty is credited as Mr. Boop's wife. I remember that distinctly. I think I pointed that out when we
it
did
says
the
Mr.
recording.
Boop and it says Mr. Boop's wife.
Yes.
All right, let me see.
Searching IMDb.
Yes, of course. IMDb. The
The Internet Movie Database.
Betty is Mr. Boop's
Mr.
wife is
Boop's
played
wife
by
is-
Sandy Honig. Oh, from Three Busy Debras. Oh, that's interesting.
Awesome.
That's so crazy.
When
They
are
have
they
no
gonna-
lines. It's just a laugh, and they got.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
When are they going to do the audiobook reading of Mr.
Wait, we
Boop
gotta
with
interview
Sandy
this
Honig
person.
and Alec?
We gotta interview Sandy
What, Sandy
Honig.
Honig?
Wait, Sandy Honig.
I mean,
Okay, so
if you think you can get her, if you think
we probably can't. But that's interesting though because they have had a Betty Boop movie announced that's in the works. Betty's gonna be played by Quinta Brunson. This is new. This is recent news as of recording this.
she looks, I've seen. She looks like she's a good fit. I think.
But I'm
Right?
looking at this IMDb picture of Sandy Honig, and I'm like, they could play Betty Boop. I feel like
Yeah.
look at they got like the earrings.
They got the earrings.
Yeah, they got the
yeah,
earrings.
yeah.
Well, look at them on Three Busy Debras. They already
Yeah,
have
that's a
this
good-
this like cartoony like vibe. Like actually, I think that's just kind of perfect casting for Mr. Boop's wife. Like they have this.
I agree.
This is kind of crazy to me. I didn't realize. I'm sure I knew this at some point, but I didn't realize that someone had actually. Like we have the two leads for a Mr. Boop movie now. If there was ever a Mr. Boop movie, we have the two leads now: Alec Robbins and Sandy Honig. That's crazy.
I agree. Yeah.
Wow.
Great.
Okay. Who plays Bugs? Who's gonna play Bugs? Let's do our fan casting. Who's gonna play Bugs?
Billy West.
No, I don't think it
No?
can be an actual. I don't think it can be an actual Bugs Bunny voice actor. I don't think it could be like Eric Bauza or anything like that. I think it would have to be like, I don't know,
I
someone
don't know either.
a little bit unconventional.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Bob Odenkirk.
Bob, yeah, we'll just go off the list of the People's Joker cast.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Cinematic Mr. Boop appearance. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I just saw Amazing Digital Circus: The Last Act in theaters recently, and there was a character from one of the early from like the 7th episode of the series, like this fish character voiced by Zach Hadel, shows up, and they're like, "Hey, don't spoil the movie. Turn your phones off or whatever." It's a really funny clip. That was like my favorite part of it. But I saw a review that was like, it's crazy seeing, hearing that voice in a movie theater. That's sort of how it felt seeing Mr. Boop just like appear. Not Alec Robbins, but literally Mr. Boop with Betty Boop.
Yeah.
And for people to react that way too. Like the people like Amazing Digital Circus is probably much more successful. But the theater I saw that it had meant much less people than the theater I saw People's Joker in, because that was a limited screening. So there was some recognition, but it wasn't like when Mr. Boop showed up and people were clapping, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
I imagine a lot smaller.
They don't know they're in the
crowd.
room with someone who interviewed Alec Robbins.
Yeah.
So yeah, that made me think of that. Next up, we have a drawing from Alec from April 29th, 2024. They say a new little Mr. Boop drawing I did for at Drill and at website homepages live show. Self-explanatory, I think. Now, website homepage was the old Twitter handle of Derek, the other host, the other ex-host of Truth Point that I mentioned earlier, whose handle now is at Brained Image or Brainy Image. I don't know. Brained Image.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've actually I was a fan of Truth Point back when it was so Drill, I'm sure everyone knows Drill. Drill's like one of the most notorious Twitter users of all time.
Twitter funny men. Yeah.
So when it was announced that they would have a show on Adult Swim's live streams, I was like, holy crap, like, because I don't think Drill had done like interviews or anything before, so it's like they're to have this like this character where they're actually going to be like a host on something rather than just like text on a screen. I was like, I gotta see what this is, and I ended up showing up for like most of those episodes, and I made the IMDb page for the show, and I like logged most of the episodes on IMDb. There's like a small fan base that's still somewhat active for the show. So it's interesting to see this merging of worlds. Like, Truth Point was done at that point, but like Derek and Drill were still working together on some things like this. Like, I guess they were working on a live show, and so Alec drew this for it.
Who is this? Explain to me who this Derek character is. I don't think I've
Derek
is
the co-host of Truth Point. I didn't know who they were before watching Truth Point, but they're just like another Twitter funnyman, I guess. Who's
okay?
Yeah, who's in like the LA alt comedy scene, along with Alec. So they're
okay.
I've seen them work on other stuff together. I think Alec did like that Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, like live reading or whatever, and I'm pretty sure Derek and Drill were both in that, and they've done other things like that.
Yeah, okay, so they work together a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting that Drill is like in that scene, because I'm pretty sure they were just someone who just like tweeted shit, and then then that was, and now they're like in the LA comedy scene. It's I don't know, it's interesting.
So it's interesting. So what we see here, we see a drawing, I guess, of Betty Boop and Mr. Boop in the center. Betty Boop's waving at us.
It's a pretty typical depiction of them as just like there they are.
But to either side, Mr. Boop is grinning, just looking up into space. I guess
basically a white face.
Yeah. So, and we have Drill. I assume the Drill character on the left in a Betty Boop dress, but with a bow tie, a suit jacket.
This is how they're depicted in like their Truth Point appearealization. It's evolved a little over time, but I feel like their initial Truth Point appearance was like a very good, like, realization of their profile picture, like persona that distorted Jack Nicholson
the Jack
picture.
Nicholson.
They had this like weird rubber face mask that like over time is degraded, and now like the bottom of their face is gone and stuff, but like they still sort of have that,
which is awesome,
sort of somewhat identity. And so that's sort of how it's just, the mask is sort of depicted here with just like that weird expression and like the blocky black sunglasses and like the balding head. This like big head. And I've actually drawn fan art of Truth Point like this before that has been retweeted by the Truth Point account. I did like Truth Point babies. It was just like something I whipped up on MS Paint, but so that's another sort of interesting parallel, I guess, for me. Yeah, because I've done something like this before.
And for me, I think back to how in 2022 a similar Jack Nicholson mask was used in Residence live shows for The Singer. So the Jack Nicholson mask. How come you never mentioned that before?
When we literally did like a Jack Nicholson bit one time, and when I edited it into a clip, I put a Jack Nicholson face over myself.
Didn't think it was relevant.
You didn't think, oh, this is like The Residence. Usually every opportunity you get, you like, oh, this is like The Residence, and that was literally like The Residence.
We're different. We're different people now. It's been 5 years.
Don't act like you don't still do that.
Not as much. Not as much.
Sure.
I do it with you because I want you to, in text, because I want you to listen to The Residence. That's it.
You know I wouldn't like it.
No, I think you did Elijah. I think that's true. It's one of their songs. Anyway,
on the
keep going.
right
What do we do?
On the right is Derek, also wearing a Betty Boop dress. They're not wearing it like anything over it. On Truth Point, they would sort of wear like a hoodie in almost like a hacker look, but this is past that. Like Drill's still got their Drill persona, but Derek's just Derek now. They're not like Truth Point Derek. So it's just Derek in like a Betty Boop dress, and they're waving like Betty is, like same pose. And
my question
they've
is,
got like spiky black hair and glasses, and they're just like frowning a little.
Yeah, my question, and there's text in the top that says Mr. Boop in the classic Mr. Boop font,
and then in
with,
red text, red drawn text says
red
and
handwriting.
Drill and Derek.
Yeah. Now my question is, I don't want to drag this out too long, but why did Alec make a poster for a Drill live show?
Well, for this, I mean, like I said, they're like in the same circles.
But like, I feel like if I see, like, I mean, this isn't necessarily a poster, but like, I don't know why this was, like, what purpose this serves.
Should I include my Truth
Like,
Point
was
drawing
Alec-
in
did-
the show notes?
Sure.
Okay.
But did Alec appear at the show? Is this what?
Probably.
I don't know. I don't understand. Yeah.
I bet it was at
Maybe
the
that's the
Elysian
idea.
or some shit. It's always at the Elysian. Derek replied, "Thanks for giving me the hugest boobs in the photo," and they kind of did. But it seems like it's just the dress. Also, if you kind of look behind, like you just see like the bone blades of Derek's chest.
Well,
it
it's
doesn't look
just
like Derek actually has breasts. It's just the dress. Because if you see Betty's, then Betty's are actually like on, going from. We see it like. We see it going past the dress. Where it seems like Derek's is like all dress.
The drawing is sort of like an upscaled version of the Betty drawing, So it's like.
Well, yeah, that's the interesting thing.
I think
Derek and
that's
Drill
just why
are
her
like
tits are bigger.
Each like a foot taller than Betty, which is insane because Betty's already so tall. Or is it that? Or is Alec just that short that Betty this whole time hasn't been like a giant? Betty has just been like, 5'5" or some shit. Like
we've definitely seen some short Alex. Very, very tiny Alex in the guest
Alec
list,
is definitely was always supposed to be short, but like it seems like I always thought Betty was tall too, but it seems like Betty is actually not that tall. Betty's just like normal.
There's a lot going on here that I don't really understand the logic of, to be honest. Like I don't understand why they're bigger. I don't understand why Alec is there.
Somehow this is the thing. This is the one thing that is perverted the Mr. Boop canon the most.
Yeah, I think that Mr. Boop is over. He's jumped the shark.
Yes, this jumped the shark.
Good day.
You ended the strip on good terms just to ruin it with this one drawing.
Okay, next whatever.
Well, Derek had said, "Thanks for giving me the huge boobs in the photo," and Alec replied, "I based it on aura." That's what they had said.
Yeah. I think you already said that.
No, I didn't. I just read the first part. On the 5th anniversary of Mr. Boop, which was last March 4th, 2025. Or no, it was February 28th, 2025. Alec missed it. They said, "Wow, I missed the 5-year anniversary of Mr. Boop. That doesn't seem real." You're telling me.
Yeah.
Happy 5 years,
we were young
guys.
people then.
Happy 5 years of this podcast. We were gonna do this last year, but we didn't have time.
On the 4th anniversary?
Well, on the 5th anniversary of Mr. Boop.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think I missed it probably, and then whatever. there's a news headline that says J.K. Rowling breaks silence after Supreme Court defines women by biological sex. Alec quote tweeted that, said Mr. Boop breaks silence on his love for Betty Boop.
Sort of implying that was something that we all knew about. You know,
J.K.
he's really
Rowling,
utilizing the Boop character as sort of a just a piece of modern Western folklore. You know, he sort of we know the trope, we know the examples
or you know,
of him.
at least for Alec's followers. I mean, their Twitter description is literally the Mr. Boop guy, which is kind of derivative of Weird Al's social media status, which is the Eat It guy, which I think works a lot better.
Yeah. Yes.
I wonder when they did that,
I
because
guess.
they definitely weren't always the Mr. Boop guy.
Probably when Mr. Boop
but
came
they were
out.
destined to be, for sure.
No,
Were you gonna say something else?
I'm moving on.
Okay.
In April 2025, someone has tweeted pointing out that Betty Boop is is this a quote to you or something else? Can you click on it to see the original tweet?
No, it's not. It's just a screenshot that
it's
says
not.
Betty Boop is due to enter the public domain on January 1st, 2026, which is past now. Betty Boop is public domain. But Alec quote tweeted
we can
this
use her all we want.
that said, soon you'll be allowed to make your own Mr. Boop. We could make our own Mr. Boop now.
Speaking of which, I believe my wife is here.
Oh, no.
It's me, Betty Boop.
Me, Betty
Lisa
Boop.
Doop's wife.
It's me, Betty Boop.
It's me. Hello.
Oh, no.
Governor.
Lisa's the new Mr. Boop.
I'm Mr.
I mean, we've all been
And
Mr. Boop the whole time.
I'm Mrs. Doop. That's what I am now.
I am become Mr. Boop, marrier of Betty's.
So I'm glad that we we can do this now. Like I could never.
Yeah,
we could
now
never
the
put
podcast-
Betty Boop in our
Now
comic.
the podcast will continue indefinitely because we can literally be Mr. Boop.
It's I mean, we've got we can also follow the adventures of Lisa Doop and Betty Boop. You know, see what we get up to. You know, I think we can get 3 seasons out of this.
Oh,
you know?
no.
Yeah. You can't be Mr. Boop, Ryan, because you're not married to
The
her.
top reply to this is someone reaching out to make a meme coin about Alec.
Mm-hmm.
You have to wait until Alec is public domain for that.
Yeah, I guess through copyright abolitionists, he could have done it anyway. You know.
Yeah. That's crazy though. I mean, Mr. Boop has always been about flying in the face of copyright, but now there is no copyright, at least on the dog version of Betty Boop.
Now here, Alec that makes the same joke again. A couple of months later.
Well, when it finally
how many more tweet?
Well, they had to.
How many more
to. I mean, it became public
How many
domain.
more-
They said, finally, I can make Mr. Boop. Also, it's different. The other one was, anyone can make their own Mr. Boop. Now it's like, finally, I can make Mr. Boop. Also, they probably forgot they made the other joke.
Wait, go back. Let me see what the last one was. Control-Shift-T.
No,
baby.
it's gone. I already closed
Control-Shift-T. Control-Shift-T.
T or G?
T for tab.
I don't know. I don't ever do that. I didn't know that was a thing. Said soon you'll be allowed to make your own Mr. Boop. And now Alex says, finally I can make Mr. Boop.
Okay. How many likes does the old one have?
Well, that's the thing is
compared to it.
More. I was thinking of another tweet. It was the J.K. Rowling tweet that had no replies. Someone named Fleischer Cartoons replied, "Nope." Wait, is that the official? Oh no, it's the restoring. That's funny. Well, yeah, okay. Now Mr. Boop is completely legal.
Is legal?
Well, at least up until
Why
Bugs
is it out
Bunny
of print
applies.
Now? Oh yeah, that's true.
Or appears. What did I say? Applies. Alec did a Q&A where some people asked some questions about Mr. Boop. Here's a little mini interview with Alec, like we did before. Lisa, you can reply as Alec. You seen Boop X Homies collab? She's sweeping Spencer's gifts the world over.
I don't know what any of these words mean.
Alec?
I don't know what...
Alec, what's your response?
I'm so happy for her and everything she's accomplished. It's beautiful to see her having another moment.
Holy crap, how did we got Alec just for that? That's
I guess
crazy.
he is having a moment. Thank
Homies
you.
We're like not blind box,
Like a
but
clothing
like,
brand.
no.
Oh.
Oh, maybe. Is it? I thought Homies was like that.
They look like a...
Oh, I did see this in the window of Spencer's, actually. Homies is like, I think originally just like
what does
capsule,
Wikipedia say Homies is?
A capsule toy. like you put a quarter in and you get like a little random figure of like a homie. And so this is like a collab with that, but like for clothes, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to look into it more because we got to wrap this up. Did you ever consider adding Bimbo to the Mr. Boop canon, or would that raise too many troubling questions?
I deliberately avoided it because I had other directions I wanted to go. At least one of the guest strips features him, though. I believe 2 of the guest strips feature him.
Electro Point. Yeah. So we got. Yeah, I think we've covered this, but yeah, Bimbo.
It's interesting to
got in there a little
deliberately
bit
avoid
anyway.
him. Yeah.
And I think it makes,
I mean,
like they said, different direction. Like they added other cartoon characters. It would have been weird to go back to like more Betty Boop characters at that point.
I feel like you could have gotten an arc out of Bimbo trying to get back with Betty or whatever, or being a bitter ex. But I don't know. Maybe that's not the type of storytelling that Alec does. I don't think he does bitter exes, or anything like that.
No, they do better.
If he did, it would have been
O's.
just. Yes.
Are there any other characters that you think deserve to be Mr. Booped?
I think the magic of Mr. Boop is that everyone has their own. It's a cipher for all fictional crushes.
Again, going back to the guest comics where, people are dating like one of the Rice Krispie mascots or
yeah,
or Bimbo or whatever. Who else?
I think a lot of people did their own, I think. Yeah. Just in general, outside
Some
of
of them
the
had
guest
nothing
strips,
to do with Mr. Boop and was just like I don't like someone
I believe Casey Nowak was dating the Snap, Crackle, and Crunch.
Yeah, that's
boy.
the one I mentioned.
Yes. Did you?
Yeah.
What did you?
There was another one where someone else was dating Betty Boop as well.
There was one where
someone's dating Bimbo, or where Alec is dating Bimbo rather, instead of Betty Boop.
I don't think it was Alec. I think it was just someone who looked like Alec. Like the way that the author drew themselves was also kind of similar.
Weird.
There were some subtle differences.
A lot of people, including myself, primarily know you as the Mr. Boop guy via their Twitter description. What are your feelings on having yourself known through a work which features a heavily fictionalized, unflattering depiction of yourself? Same question for Vera Drew.
It was fun to make, and I really appreciate the response it got. It's a work I'm proud of, and it went exactly as long as it felt it had the juice for. I don't see my avatar as unflattering. I see him as flawed and funny. I think he has utility beyond Mr. Boop. See, again, this idea that the Alec character has legs outside of this, which is probably true.
2 electro points after it. I love it. Yeah, it is weird, though. We of all people, like, we're as we're dissecting, like, this character and then also the author's relationship, like we've spent so long dissecting that all, it can lead to some weird discussion, I guess, of like where's the line drawn and stuff.
Interesting.
I
feel like Alec has a far clearer vision in his mind of where it is drawn. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Just listen to the other episodes. Mr. Boop, I'm a sexy trans woman and I have a crush on you. I'm sorry.
Get in line, sister. I'm like catnip to sexy trans girls. Hey,
you wish, Alec, not interested.
We did this whole podcast, so...
Fuck! This podcast turned me into a sexy trans girl. What is it like now seeing Betty Boop merch out in the wild? Electral Heart. Is there a weird sense of ownership you fell? Electral Heart. Do people still send you Betty Boop memes / references? Electral Heart.
I'm sure people will be sending me Betty Boop stuff until I die, and I welcome it. I love having people still get excited to associate me with her.
Damn,
That's cute.
I feel that's me with Garfield. But I also it's cool, but it's also a little like sometimes it's a little basic. Like I'm like, you clearly just saw a Garfield thing and sent it to me. Like I appreciate it, but it's like my taste is a little bit more refined than just like yep, there's Garfield. You know what I mean? Did you get to see Boop Electropoint when it was on Broadway?
Lol. No, I didn't have much actual interest in that, to be honest. But some friends saw it and brought it back to me.
Electropoint.
Wow, he didn't have any interest in seeing his wife on stage.
I would have seen Garfield on Broadway.
Well, I feel like Alex's relationship with Betty Boop is different from yours with Garfield. You know?
Very different because they're sexually attracted.
They're married.
I'm not attracted to Garfield. However, I think I have a more genuine appreciation for Garfield than Alec does for Betty.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Alec's relationship with Betty is toxic.
I feel like Alec, I mean, he sort of mentioned how he sort of had this, I mean, the reason why he started taking selfies with that Betty Boop is because it's funny that Betty Boop is like a sex symbol, but only for like people who are like 80.
Well, that's sort of how I felt about Garfield. Like, I think it's funny that they are as huge of a mascot as they are, but I do also have a genuine appreciation for it. I think it actually is similar because I think Alec has that ironic appreciation, but I also think Alec probably has a genuine appreciation for the classic Betty animation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, he mentioned in our interview how Bimbo's Initiation was one of his favorite animated shorts, and
there you go.
Which really struck me because that's one of my favorite cartoons of all time too. I love that one. Betty is in it.
Yeah, I feel like that's actually very similar to how I feel about Garfield. In that, like, I grew up with reading comic strips, and I had a Garfield and Friends phase, but it didn't go much beyond that. Like, I had like a couple Garfield and Friends DVDs, so like there was more than just like a passing interest in Garfield. But until I really got into the ironic appreciation, I didn't fully embrace it. So I think that's sort of what's happening here as well. That's that Q&A, and that's pretty much all that's left. But I did want to touch on this weird page I found on the Betty Boop wiki for Mr. Boop. I just found it to be funny.
By Alec Rome.
Because there's like trivia. Had she wed him, Betty Boop would become Betty Robbins. No, because Alec would take Betty's name.
Yeah.
There's some quotes from
Mr. Boop.
There's some quotes from Alec. The Betty Boop musical is not canon to Mr. Boop.
What did he mean?
Spookies didn't rip me off. It's normal to be horny for Betty Boop. So some of these there must be tweets that we missed, actually.
Or maybe that someone made this up.
Maybe. Please remember that Mr. Boop is the only canon Betty Boop story. I wanted to explore the idea of an elderly fan of Betty Boop in a traditional context, trying to understand the concept of Mr. Boop. When was that? That was in...
Are these quotes from our interview? Are these...
I don't think so. They're probably from another interview.
I don't know. I feel like that last one.
Betty Boop. I gotta use that for my Tomodachi Life file.
Can you link me to this page? I want to look through the edit history.
I've got an idea where I'm married to Betty Boop. Yeah, I'll link you.
Let me look for the edit history.
I am married to Betty Boop. It's time for me to own complete legal rights to the character of Betty Boop. This is like, I want to add like pull string doll that says all these things.
That's very good.
I make on my own. That's correct. I made this thing with 50 plus other people instead of alone in my bedroom, drawing myself in a schoolgirl uniform.
So
Betty Boop. That's so out of context. I don't know what this is referring to.
all of these edits were made by the user Boop de Doop on October 15th, with one update on June 25th, June 23rd,
Wait,
2024.
this past October?
No, October. No, the October 2023 is when the article was made.
Okay.
And all edits except one were made on that day.
Mm-hmm.
In
Some
the edit,
of Robin's
they
posts
changed...
cannot be posted here as they contain severe, strong language.
So there's what the article that was the paragraph was changed reads, well, this is the original what it said in 2024 or 2023. There's a more cuter Betty than there is a more sexier Betty, who is more sexy and sultry, according to Cindy Robinson. Two completely different Bettys. Robinson was indicating that Sandy Fox's portrayal of Betty was a different Betty, more tame. But they changed it. They changed Sandy Fox to the cute Betty. I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
So most of this is just a recap of Mr. Boop. Most of this article, which is interesting. But then there's the quote section. There's the trivia section, which says, Robbins claimed that the new Betty Boop musical featuring the new African-American actress Jasmine Amy Rogers as Betty Boop is non-canon. However, it is canon and official, in quotes, and is an officially licensed Broadway reboot of the series. Given that Betty has a new hot, in quotes, boyfriend, Robbins might have been offended by this.
We should have gotten this person on the show. That would have been awesome.
Maybe. Were we done by then? We were done by then.
I believe so, yeah.
It is possible that Betty is married to him in the multiverse. Another version of Betty, a fan-made Betty. Mr. Boop is actually the name of Betty Boop's father. Huh. I think we've covered that actually.
This said of course Mr. Boop is the name of Betty Boop's father.
Well, but I think that's nothing. Canonically,
that's...
there's a character named Mr. Boop that is.
I don't know if I think it's more just like we see Betty Boop's father, and the wiki people have assumed.
Well, we've covered that before,
Mr.
though,
Boop.
I'm pretty sure. Though Robbins claims to be married to Betty Boop, he can often be seen ogling numerous fictional female characters. Ogling is in quotes. This is so funny. I love this.
Yeah, this article was made by someone with a deep devotion to Mr. Boop. I think a deeper devotion than we have. And I made the Wikipedia article. You know, I mean,
yeah, but you didn't make the Betty Boop Wikipedia article.
Yeah. To be honest,
the Betty Wiki article of Mr. Boop, rather.
Yeah. To be honest, that the Wikipedia article should probably be updated to mention the People's Joker reference, I think.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
It's not on there. Yeah.
Well, that is the most significant thing that has come out. That and
what,
Betty...
the Mr. Boop Wikia article?
No, People's Joker. I'm just trying to wrap up.
Oh, right.
The People's Joker appearance and that Betty Boop is now public domain. I think those are really the two biggest things we needed to cover. We could have ignored everything else. And yeah, here we are. 5 years, Lisa.
What about it?
Well, that's how long we've been here. We've been waiting.
Yeah,
we've been waiting all this time for updates. We finally
studio.
noticed. And now, you know,
there was a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Group. We're gonna do
next
it.
Week,
Let's
Mr.
do it.
Group.
Let's do it.
Next week, Mr.
Well,
Group.
not next week, but maybe next
week, Mr.
Maybe
Group.
next month.
Next week.
Just stay tuned. We'll just say stay tuned.
Next week.
I'm gonna Papa John's fucking stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's all I can say. Stay tuned. But no, so keep an eye on the you know, I think there's probably the Patreon commentary coming out. And it, you know, we're probably gonna do Mr. Group, and you know, we'll put a teaser, we'll announce when that's coming out. Yeah. Anything else, Lisa?
Next week, Mr. Boop.
Yeah, we're gonna restart. We're gonna start Mr. Boop from the first stream again.
I didn't learn I didn't learn a single thing, especially not the fucking slang guide.
Oh my god!
I'm
Right.
happy
Oh,
about
I almost
that.
forgot.
No.
Yes,
You're
yes.
wrapping up.
No,
you have an appointment.
No, I
You have an
forgot. I
appointment.
forgot. I wanted to quiz you before we were done. Because it's been 5 years. You should know now. I need to know. I need to know what your knowledge is now. No cheating.
Okay.
This is it. We're gonna test your knowledge on the slang guide 5 years later. 5 years after having made it. Here we go. What is an electro point?
I believe an electro point is an exclamation mark.
Are you cheating?
No. Of course an electro point is an exclamation mark.
Oh,
They're
you
very
say
similar.
that now. But yes, correct. What is an electro bubble?
I believe that
Don't cheat.
is a
Don't
question
cheat.
mark.
No, it's a pointy speech bubble. Come on, bubble is in the name.
Yeah, well, but also a question mark is kind of like a bubbly exclamation point.
You're 0 for 1. What is an electoral heart?
That is a question mark.
Yes, correct. What is an electrile bang? Which I'm realizing is misspelled on the slang guide. Actually, it says electrical bang, but it's electrile bang.
You sure it's not just pronounced in a weird way?
No,
And that's the
it's
correct
electrile bang. I'm sure if I check the website, it'll be spelled correctly.
Who knows? Check your shirt.
Shit. I'm not turning it around again. What's an electrile bang, Lisa?
Are those like quotation marks?
No, it's an electro point followed by an electral heart.
Oh.
Oh,
I
weird.
see.
Neither of these are. Oh, that one's not in the slang guide for some reason. What the fuck? Huh. Wait, let me check.
What do you
Let
mean?
me check
Which
the
version
shirt.
of the slang guide?
The one on the website. It doesn't. It only has AU bang. What's an AU bang, Lisa?
That's a question mark exclamation point.
No, it's an electral heart followed by an electro point.
Oh.
Oh my god. The t-shirt is misspelled. I'm just fucking realizing this. Oh my god. The t-shirt has been misspelled this entire fucking time.
Are you sure that's not? I think that
No,
wherever
it's
not spelled
electrile.
like
No,
that.
it's electrile bang. It's always been electrile bang. It says
How's it spelled?
elect and then
You're gaslighting yourself. This
no,
is
no,
how
no,
it's always
no.
been spelled.
It says elect and then RICLE. Bangs. Bangs. Yeah, it says electrical bangs. Electrical bangs. There's already electral heart, so I remember
Yeah,
it.
electro.
No, it was electral, and then electrile. I've always said electrile, but it says electrical or electrical. It's misspelled.
We can cut this.
No, this is insane. This is insane. And it's not even on the slang guide on this website. It's all fucked.
Listeners,
These 5
you
years
heard-
have been for
yeah,
nothing.
Listeners, you heard where the real ending of the episode is.
No.
You heard.
What's electries? What's electries?
Those are that's an ellipsis.
Yeah, I guess basically. What's a funny little one? Oh, you're fucked now. You're not gonna get this one. What's a funny little one?
A funny little one. I don't know. Is it like? It's like a heart. Or
No,
something?
it's like an accent mark. Like this little squiggle.
Oh, I see. That does sound like what I'd call those.
Yeah, right. What's a? I'm pretty sure you came up with that one. Of course.
I came out with the first one.
What's the expression chair?
Well, that's the chair in the therapist office.
Oh, you got that right for once. Yes. What's the my wife face or wife face for short?
I don't know.
Are you serious?
That one's a bit. I don't know what could that be?
You're joking. You know what the wife face is.
What?
That's like
No,
the
what's the
only
wife
one that's
face?
basically canon.
What do you mean?
Well, they call it boop face, but like or something. What did they call it?
The Mr. Boop face.
The Mr.
I believe
Boop
is what it was
face.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, it's the fucking wife face. Don't.
What are you talking about?
Don't lie to me. I need to get
Never
out of here.
lie to me.
I have a
Never.
therapist appointment I gotta go to. Let's wrap this up.
We can all tell. We can.
What are heart flies?
Those are like the hearts.
Yeah, sure. What's an excite trike?
You know, I actively I ignored the slang guide this episode. I didn't comment on it once.
What
I didn't
is
comment
an excite trike?
I don't know.
Yes, we
don't
literally covered this earlier. And I thought, oh shoot,
I
I gave
wasn't
it away.
listening.
It's a bold neoflect, Lisa. I had to turn my shirt around to find the term for neoflect.
I
We
blocked out
designed
any
the shirt
references to
together.
the slang guide. I blocked out all the references to
What
it.
is a flapper shot?
That's the shot where we see the most of the scene. We sort of
Basically,
see
yeah,
as much
it's an
of the
establishing
location
test
as we
wide
ever
shot.
can
Hey,
see.
get out of there! Get out of there! I see
Where?
you're in the slang guide. I see you're there. Get out of there.
I've been in the slang. I've been in the.
Are you
the slang
cheating?
guide. No, I'm not cheating. I've had it open since we started recording like yesterday or whatever.
Oh, crazy. Well, it didn't show you until now.
I forgot I was still in the tab. I'm looking at that. I've been watching Papa John videos.
Finally, what is a talkie?
Is that like a speech bubble, or it's like the Family Guy pose, or what is?
Kind of. It's when a character's expressing with their hand out while talking, like doing that pose, like that.
Like the ones I do in Family Guy.
They don't do that in Family Guy.
Don't they?
No, I don't think so.
Well,
there you go. Lisa clearly has learned nothing in the past 5 years. Nothing of... Okay, sorry. Nothing of value.
Yeah, I think the thing is that the slang guide is purely useless information. I think.
No,
I've forgotten it.
You got it backwards.
Oh. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. See you in another 5 years, or whatever. Less than that if it's Mr.
Or
Group.
maybe next year.
We'll see you. At Semi
Next week.
At Semi Sweet Stuffs on Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, Instagram for everything I make, and at Candyman106 for just like my normal posts. Lisa?
If any one of you fucks follows me home after this, I will hurt you.
I've got a license to carry.
I've got a license to carry. I've got a license to carry Kelly.
Are you gonna do your little scat? Or was that just in the early episodes?
A skip.
This podcast was brought to you by the Pitch Drop Podcast Network. Like what you just heard? Support the show by going to patreon.com/pitchdrop. And while you're at it, check out pitchdrop.net for more of this and other shows.
You're listening to the Pitch Drop Network.
You're listening to the
Up
Pitch Drop
next-
Podcast Network. Up next,
Up
Boku
next-
no Stop on Patreon only.